Okay. Good evening. Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Nightly Exchange on Liberia Watch News. Um, you can find us on YouTube and Facebook on Liberia Watch News. This is the Nightly Exchange. Welcome, welcome, welcome here. We come here every night from Monday to Friday or Saturday, sometimes Thursday, but most of the time we try to do it Friday, Monday to Friday to Saturday now. Um, we're here to talk about Liberia, about things that are ongoing in our country, social, politics, economics, everything that arise, and sometimes we talk local politics too. Or issues that are going on in the U.S. too. Here, this is an independent platform. We welcome anyone, anybody from any side of the aisle. This is not it's not a party platform. This is a community that we all come to discuss Liberia. We don't always have to be on the same side. We all have our sides. We don't have to be on the same sides. We can discuss the issues and I get heated. And then we talk about it. And at the end of the day, everything is about Liberia. So we will be glad, we'll be happy, and we'll appreciate you if you kind of engage with us. Let's make the conversation engaging and not boring for everyone. Comment, call in when it's time to call in to make your point and everything. And, we will be here to listen to you. Anything you have to say, we will be here. We all don't have to be right, right? Everybody have their own things to say. And I'm here with Famula, the energetic Famula from like learn his English for grandkid. Famula say speak to the people.
I learned my English from Tewa District, from DI, specifically Grand Cayman County,
There
a
you
proud
go.
son, a proud son of Grand Cayman County. So a beautiful English. Hey, Amy, I wanted to share with you. I had some of my friends at work um, just yesterday. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was training nurse STEM
Mm-hmm.
on my floor, and I had this patient who she was I think in her 80s, but her friends came to visit her. And then when I went in to do some assessment on her,
Mm-hmm.
and then the two of her friends heard my accent, and then one of them said, "Oh wow, you have a beautiful accent. You speak beautifully."
Ah,
You know what went to my mind? I'll
Jonathan
think
and
straight
Jim.
about President Trump. And then she asked me, "Where are you from?" I said, "Oh, I'm from Liberia, West Africa." He said, "Oh my God, that sounds so beautiful." And guess what? When they were leaving after visiting, I was on the computer chatting, and then she came. She said, "Oh, let me hear your beautiful voice again one more
You
before
gotta
we
be
leave."
kidding me.
I swear to God, I was like, and the other nurses that are at the nursing station, they were getting, "Oh,
No.
Mass, you and this speech." I said, I was just
That's
laughing.
funny though.
Yeah, I was
What
just
just
laughing. I say, look, this is how President Trump. Look, more people in America. That more people in America don't understand geography and about the world. They don't know much about Liberia. And many a
yeah,
times,
sure.
I be telling people, I say, look, Liberia is West Africa, and we were organized and structured by the American Colonization Society. This is
Mm.
where free black slaves were sent back to Africa. And I gave a whole lesson to one of the other students again. I was training the other day. I gave her a whole lesson. She said she had never heard that before.
No
Born and raised in
problem, yeah.
America.
Mm.
So too many people don't know too many things about Africa, and more besides, people think that we don't have water in Africa. People still having the mentality that we don't have houses, we don't have
Oh,
electricity, we don't wear clothes, we don't wear shoes, and it is not their fault. You see what I'm saying? So many a times I don't look at those people and I say, "Oh, I'm
mm-mm.
I'm sorry for your limitation." It's not their fault. It is because of what, and that they were told. It was what they ripped out of the history books. those pages, they took it out of the book, so they can't know it.
Mhm.
So that, I
So
mean,
you
that's
know,
it.
family is better now because of social media.
Yeah.
And when we was in school, middle school and elementary in the 2000 and stuff, or late 90s, 2000, when we were little, came here, when there was no none of these social media for people to see these things. It was brutal, man. It was. When you tell somebody that you from Africa, they'll be like, "Mom," and I think they would say, "I'm too light skinned to be from Africa. No light skinned person in Africa."
Yeah.
Something that I used fighting, and then they will tell you that the moment you say that, to be honest with you, the white people want to know, right? There'll be a lot of my white teachers and stuff that will start saying the countries in Africa they've been to, and they want to visit here. They want to, but the black kids always make fun. Do you have houses? Do you
Hmm.
when somebody else says, let's say somebody from Severland, right? And they were in my school, and I told somebody in my school that I was from Africa. They will be, when they find out that person from, they will call me and be like, "Oh, he said, oh, she said she's from Africa. Do you know him?" And I'll be like, "Oh my God." And then now it's gonna be, I used to give it back to them and be like, "Oh, come here, Shani. This person's from New Jersey. Do you know her?" Like, and then they'll be like, "Smart ass." Or something. I said, "What do you take Africa to be? A big old village where we all gather around and fire? I mean, at night, and we know each other. Like, it's a continent, for goodness sake. You have lots of countries." So yeah, it is something. But now, social media, well, and we expect that, right? We don't expect everybody the people to know this, but Donald Trump being a president, before stuff like that happened, he gives a briefing. That's why I
Yeah.
had everybody bashing him.
Hmm.
Every
Yeah.
president, they would get a briefing on the country and stuff like that. So that I made everybody. But anyways, welcome, Francis. Welcome, everybody on that are not commenting. Thank you for being here this evening. Welcome. And from that we have a lot. We never came home for 2 days or 3 days, right? We have a lot to talk about today, but we don't have the luxury of time. So of course we're just gonna talk about a few. First we'll start with the president interview with Ronnie CA. There are a lot of naysayer out there that want to turn the whole visit into something bad, right? Even though there was 5 person that came, we were just talking about it. 5 person that came and JMB stole the whole show. Whether it's bad or good or bad, but he stole the whole show, and Liberia is trending everywhere, right? And we making TikTok videos everywhere about Liberia and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny, but there's those certain actors in our countries that want something bad out of it, and they come in. Oh, they call him here. They want to call him here to send a criminal, then he like here back to the country and all of that. And in this interview, the person lay it all out, right? So let's take a look at the interview. Let people watch it, and then from there we'll talk about it. Let me put it on. Let me see.
Is a good opportunity to get to meet the new leadership, to also get to feel the direction that they're taking. And incidentally, they this is supposed to be a foreign policy that is based on economic diplomacy and commercial. And in fact, we are already on track. So we just came to get acquainted with them and then make sure that we all align ourselves with what they want to do. Because we want to see a Liberia that will be transactional, a Liberia that will seek after developing its own resources, making them available for its own citizenry. So it was a good opportunity to get it from the horse's mouth.
Prior to this meeting, Liberia was elected to Security Council. Another effort from the government to make this happen. What are your expectations during this time when Liberia is on this council?
Incidentally, Liberia happened to be the country that I've been founding member of the UN, from the League of Nations, the UN, United Nations, and we believe this is an opportunity. And talking about our own history, we've been like a troubled child within the Community of Nations. They've given us a chance now to show that we are mature, that we are responsible, that we'll be able to bring to the table all of the knowledge we have and the discipline we have to contribute to a wider society. And we are prepared to do that.
During the press briefing yesterday, you mentioned to President Trump your desire to have the U.S. survey some of our mineral resources. China did something similar before. What's the difference between this one and what you want the Americans to do?
China did 2 countries, Lo-Fi and Maryland, and they said we had 47 minerals, very strategic. We want to know the minerals we have in the entire country. It will give us a better opportunity to plan for the use of a mineral and the management of it. In fact, I have a feeling that it's about time that we know that, so that we plan which ones are more strategic and that we can manage them for the benefit of Liberia. The U.S. has the skills, and we believe they too, because instead of just saying, complaining, we want for them to be a part of it. We don't have the technology, they have. So it will be helpful for all of them to share this knowledge, and we can use it to our own advantage.
The President, we spoke a few years ago, you talked about how you were concerned about corruption and governance issues and stuff, lack of good governance. Now that you see the presidency, what are you seeing the challenges that stop you from doing those things, or how far can you go to do this, make those accomplishments?
I was concerned, I am concerned, and I will be concerned about corruption. And I said one time that corruption is poison. And look at Liberia, 178 years we'll be celebrating. What do we have to show? How does it show in our society? Why do we lose all these people that were trained to foreign countries? If we manage our resources well, if we people don't believe that they come to power just to enrich themselves, we will soon find out that all of us can benefit, we can gain, and that the society will be better. I don't want to go live elsewhere. It's too late. Not only that, but this is a decision I made years ago. Corruption had been the problem, and I think if we fight it, as we are trying to do now, we will soon see that people will understand that we are in serious business to fight corruption. We're not just going to say corruption is a vampire, and so we have to show that it is, and we have to fight it.
How satisfied are you with the administration's fight against corruption? What are some of the challenges and the shortcomings you have faced?
Well, the challenges are that we inherited some of the people that also, being the Liberian way, human way, people want to be convinced that we are serious, as they have been thinking in the past. We have to prove that we are serious, and let them don't take it for a joke. We are here to fight corruption, and we'll fight it to the dead end.
Prior to this trip, Mr. President, there was a lot of noise made about the fact that the Americans are trying to send some deportees from the States to Africa. Were any of the discussions held behind closed doors during this dialogue?
Talking with Americans even before I came and after, and even as recent as yesterday, I didn't get the impression that the Americans were putting gun at anybody's head to sign anything. But the Americans are saying that they have asylum seekers that have been here for years, and they like to, those that have been causing problems, to send them out of the country elsewhere. They are not forcing anybody, but they want for us to know that this is a concern they have, and they're asking how can we contribute or how can we help. And we have assured them that for the relationship is an equal concern, but it's something that we have to think about. If and when they begin to ask us, we will know how to respond to it.
In a meeting with Deputy Secretary of State for Africa, Christopher Yanda, yesterday, you were lauded for your government's agreement to increase the multi-user rail to facilitate economic development and growth. They are concerned that the administration has already been under pressure by the U.S. government to do this deal. Also, ArcelorMittal is already in the space. Do you think these two companies can work together in this short space they have?
They have no choice because we need them both, and we know the value they bring to the society. But we are in the best position to determine how we can make use of everybody having equal, everybody having the possibility to use it, and then future users, including ourselves, extended use of the railway for something other than iron ore. So we are putting into place mechanism that will work for everybody. It will be a win-win for all because number one, want to have a rail authority. The rail authority will put up a tender. The tender will produce a management that will be able to serve everybody on equal basis. And the only person who can do that is Liberia.
The President, over the past few months, there have been criticism that too many members in your cabinet are quietly harboring future presidential ambitions. How are you handling this issue, and is it affecting the government as the government?
It just so happened that over the years, because of the nature of leadership, presidential ambition now has been on the rise. I think we want to make sure that we put into place a government that is responsible for the current lives of the people and the future lives of the people. And those people who work with us and understand where we're going, and who understand that the future leadership is determined for the present use of the opportunities of the present. Those who understand it, those who don't understand it, who are in a hurry, we want to tell them they're in the wrong place.
What are the expectations for the presidency, Mr. President? I mean, what do you see happening in this term? And do you have any future ambitions for a second term?
When I came to power, I wasn't looking for second term. I was here, and I'm here to make the Liberians know that we are here to better their lives. We are here to serve them. The Bible says, he who that is faithful in that which is least is faithful in that which is much. We have to show the Liberians now that we are concerned about them and not thinking about what you will be tomorrow. Is today. And that's the kind of government that I'm not looking for. I'm looking for a government that works for the people, a government that produces healthy citizens, educated youth, and make sure that there's food on the table, that people can live in their country, have electricity, have water, and live the life that they yearn for. That's my concern right now. Those who think that they want the tomorrow, they can get up and wait for their tomorrow.
Do we expect any reshuffle anytime soon for the government?
Sometimes I call that a simple reshuffle. as rotating the rascals. You take one rascal.
Okay.
I want a reshuffle for the conviction. I have worked with people who work with me. I am learning now to know who I can trust, who think like me, who believe like me, and I'm going to do that. I'm not going to make anybody push me into it, but I'm determined to work with the people I work with. And it won't take long. You know, we have replaced so many people already, and we're going to continue to do that because those who we believe are not there for the good of the country, they're leaving. So it may not be a mass reshuffle, but it's taking place anyway.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
Wow, family. That was great, right? It was lengthy. You know, I just like how they. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Front Page Africa on Renaissance for that interview, for that great interview. We have to, um, acknowledge them for their, great work. Shout out to you, Ronnie Sie. That was a great interview. So we have to get credit now. We can't just we get that wasn't our interview. We gotta give credit to what credit is due. But they that interview was, clear from all of the rumors that have been flying around, concerning some people saying, "Oh, the president lied." He said there was a conclusive surveys done in his State of the Union address. The Chinese did this, and now he's telling the Americans to come and do some survey. Oh, this and that, and then the American owner called them to go and see how they can dump all the criminals that they're getting rid of from America. Donald Trump want to send it to Liberia, to those countries and all of that. So it's been a lot of propaganda around there. Which we know that nobody's just gonna take Donald Trump don't even have that, right to just take somebody and just grab the president butt and beat the president butt and say we're sending criminals to your countries, and this is it. And JMB as a statement or elder man wisdom, we have enough zocos of our own. But anyway, this interview was very, I think, necessary to clear some of these doubts, and the answers that he gave, right? So, what is your something on it? Your take on this interview? Before I
Thank you
start
very
with
much.
the question. Mm.
Look, um, the president, President Joseph Boakai, couldn't have put it right more than what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And it may have always told you that wisdom is the principal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this a million times. I am grateful to God in heaven for the opportunity to be alive in this age and time to have a Joseph to be the president of the Republic of Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
And that name manifestation is seen everywhere today. I want to say to our Liberian people that it is better to have this that we have than to have something that was always not certain. You never had no guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
People never had hope, the hope.
Your hope or dash.
But today we have a president
Mm-hmm.
that for the first time the um to come to the White House as president. He came there before, but not as a president, but now to come as a president and was hailed and recognized. And the entire world blew off the search engine. People started to read and study about Liberia because of Joseph spoke.
Joseph story.
Yeah, follow the story, Amy. You've been reading the Bible when
That's
people were
we
interpreting dreams and the king couldn't understand what they were interpreting. Who they call? It
Joseph.
was Joseph. When Joseph came and interpreted that dream, where did they? He was quickly elevated,
Mhm.
given a very big position. So Joseph spoke at the warehouse. And of all those around the table, he was singled out to have a very beautiful English. He
Of
spoke
all his
very,
brothers.
very, very eloquently. He spoke around that. In fact, not everything we expected. For us who have heads over our shoulder, we know that that's meeting. I don't know why people did not take that time to go in detail to look at the impatient nature of the President Trump.
Mhm.
In fact, he even caught in the middle of other president speeches to tell them, say, hey, there's too many things you guys saying here now, we got to speed it up. He even wanted to wrap up that whole thing to say people should just call their name and be done with that. And then our president, who God has blessed with infinite wisdom, in just on less than 2 minutes, was
Right.
able to tell the president of the United States in that 2 minutes that we recognize your plan on let's make America great again. We recognize that. And also, we as Liberians have subscribed to the ideology that you have brought to the table, where you say we should trade and not aid.
Mhm.
And more to that, we are also asking you to help us form a bilateral relationship wherein you will use your expertise and your technology to help us do a comprehensive analysis of our resources. Because I heard other people saying things up and down. That's the reason why President Bouaka in the front page Africa interview, we need many independent and level-headed journalists like this to interview people. And the interview question were well prepared and were detailed, and the president answered it very, very eloquently and very concise. He went straight to the point. Look, he said China did two
Countries, yeah.
counties, but we are asking the Americans. In fact, it is not bad to ask people who have the technology. Have we reached yet? No. In the age of nanotechnology and modernization or in globalization, Liberia is still behind. It's not bad for a third world country like Liberia to ask a first world country like America to help us, to help in the analyzation of our resources. There are so many things here. You see, wait, we have people who sign a concession agreement for one resources or one mineral, and then when they go to do their money, if there are other mineral in that area, the government is not aware of, they still mining it and shipping it out.
Yeah.
And the government is losing. Things that are supposed to benefit the people of that locale, they're not benefiting. So the government does not have the expertise, does not have the necessary technology to do that. So it was not a bad thing for the president to ask the president of the world, because the president of the world now, President Trump, is involved in resources. In fact, he has signed multiple deals for rare earth minerals. So why can't we tell the president about, yes, we have many resources, many minerals. The president said it, we have many minerals, but we don't have a comprehensive report of the total amount of mineral we have on our ground. So we need you as our long-standing partner. America and Liberia share a long line. So come in and help us. In fact, President Bouaka, encourage him. Everywhere you go, if you meet any country that have the technology, ask them to come and help us. It's not a bad thing, because when you ask them to help us, you're not only helping the country individually, but you're helping all of its citizens. People will get employed, people get access to basic things, because in some of those social contracts, the only thing we're going to hope for is that the oversight responsibility of those concession agreement should be met, so our people can benefit from this concession. That's all we pray on. And the president put it right. Look, there are people in the government who are not focusing now on the present and pressing need of the Liberian people. Everybody now beating this drum for the next 2029, which is far away. We got a lot more. So what will we do now? That's why the president told him.
Yeah,
Said, no.
what's in with that? But let's just send it on this.
I think that was part of the interview. That's
Yeah,
what the president said. It
yeah,
was part of the interview. The president said, for those of you who, in fact, this is not the first time the president answering this. The president said it in his joint. Yeah, he said it in the meeting. This was not his first time, but it was good he brought this back up again. But so I'm just saying that all the things the journalist talk, when he talk about corruption again, he talk about corruption. He said there are people who are corrupt. How you intend to fight this corruption? The president said, we're already fighting. You can see. He said, I told you that this corruption is a cancer. Other people call it vampire, and they get called it vampire for me, and nobody was But now the player have reached.
They call it vampire, but they were giving it blood.
You are giving it blood. But now we are at a point where we are getting them out, and the president is doing well. He's taking action. So if you are look, Liberia, that culture of impunity where people steal and think they can get away with things, going to end. And it will end with Joseph Boakai, because we'll ensure that everything that is supposed to be done will be done and the foundation will be laid. Integrity must return to our institution. People must have faith again in their government. You see what I'm saying? So this is the kind of culture the President Boakai is now, is now cultivating in Liberia. People should go and serve. He continued to say it repeatedly. Government is about service. Government is about service. And the way the people will believe that this government is in their interest, is when the reflection of the government is on the faces of the people. But you can't say the government is progressing or the government is excelling. A vast number of people still crying. So that's why the president continues to say, you people that are working in the government, you people should give the government their face, and that the people who put you there to serve them should be a direct benefactor of whatsoever you guys are doing in government, and not to steal from the country.
So back to this, let me go back a little bit to the conclusive survey, right? People keep pushing like the word conclusive. What's wrong with using that for 2 counties? That the Chinese did a conclusive report. I mean, survey for. No, he said they did a conclusive. I mean, that the whole country. Doctor, help me out here, because some of English from my territory giving us hard time. For me to hear these people, like when he, because the person said 2 counties were surveyed, right? Mm-hmm. Those were the 2 counties that he was talking about. He did not say the entire country, according to him. So if you said a conclusive, was it wrong for him to use conclusive when you're talking about 2 counties down?
So she's probably not the only one eating it. The nieces are eating it as well.
Look, Amy, I don't know how people.
Something behind you.
You getting the feedback? It's okay now?
Yeah.
So, sometimes understanding is one thing that most people struggle with. In our English, it continues to prove to us that it was not our people's original tongue. It's a borrowed language. Because people can read things, people can listen to things, but they understand it in a different way.
Family, I think they're being denied. I think they understood what it meant. But
that's it.
Just to make, because, like you said, they always want to look for something to uglify and muglify.
Yeah, the uglify,
that's what this whole
and
thing.
The transmogrify.
Yeah.
So that's transmogrification of everything that happened. That is what brought us to this point. That when the president says something, somebody goes somewhere, doctor it, and translate it in different things, and bring it and picture it in a way that it will appear to be odd. And look, going at those days, you guys survived it because you guys did not have the technology and the sophistication to bring it to the public. But we live now in a generation that everything can be can be deconstructed. Let me use for we're going to deconstruct those lies.
Right.
So we live in a generation now, and we live in a time where now people can scrupulously and meticulously deconstruct anything that you bring out.
You
We'll
can't
go
just bring
into it.
propaganda and let it
Yes.
and let's
And
slap.
we from the science background will microscope it, we'll put under the microscope and use our magnification and see beyond all reasonable doubt, beyond the lenses of our own individual eye, to make sure that whatsoever you say is true, because we are not going to condone that. We're going to make sure that everything that is said is not far-fetched, is something that has substance inside and something that our people can benefit from. So that mineral, the president have repeated it over and over. When he arrived at the airport, the journalist asked him, he said it, and today again he said it. So you can fool some of the people some of the time. You cannot fool all of the people all of the time.
So from today's criminals being sent back to Liberia, you know, I enjoy how the president, you know how sometimes when people ask you question, you don't want to deal with it, but you're in a house, right? You just got to tell them something to get away from there. And the way he answered Ronnie C about this on this question, like it sounded to me like I just wanted to, like, you know, get out of there. So I didn't would think about it, you know, in case the time reached and they answered. But it was just a concern that they brought out. They were not telling us, oh, like asking us to do something like that. But this is what people have been running around with. This is why they came to America. America want to send these criminals back to Liberia and all of those countries, those 5 countries, and they already agreed, and they came, you know, to scare people, fear mongering or whatever they were doing. Like I said, something bad must come out of this. Even though, like you said, Joseph was trending. Joseph, everybody was, you know, he stole the whole show. Oh no, that was making some people mad. Like they just something bad they wanted something so bad out of this. But from this interview, he spelled it out. From a
Yeah, and he was straight on the point. Look, he is a man of wisdom, and he's not impulsive, unlike other past, and you know, people who will say, Lord, he's not impulsive. The president figured things out. He think at his age, he's still constructively and, you know, put things in order. Look, and most of the questions that Rennie was even asking the old man today, these are all yes say and they say questions. Because these are not things
from it,
these are not questions that that have empirical facts, and you know, that are documented on any journal or any book. These are all yes say and they say questions. But the way in which the old man answered it today, it clearly shows to you that he is, of course, a presidential material, a man blessed and empowered with wisdom. And that's how you answer a question. Look, America is our traditional ally, granted. But America is not going to impose on us.
Yeah.
And you know, things, and you know, there is a mutual respect between us. We're going to discuss it. And when the American asked us, it was a preposition that they said, hey, look, this is the case we have with people who are asylum seekers, people who overstay their visa, and some of them are criminals. Some of them get involved in criminal activities, and we're trying to get it out. We need your support in, and you know, on how you guys can help. That's how the president said. That's how it was put to them. How can you guys help us with the problem? And the president, in his wisdom, said, look, I think I have to bring some scripture. They say, whatsoever is truth, whatsoever is honorable, whatsoever is just, whatsoever is loyal, whatsoever is decent, whatsoever is perfect, about a specific thing, you must think. That the Bible says that it's written in the scripture. You must first think. That's the reason the president told them today. He said, we're going to think about it. You know, you cannot give an outright caution over there and say, no. He said no. So thinking. That's the reason they say, as a man thinketh, so he is. The president said, we will think about it. Now go back and reflect on it with my cabinet, reflect on it with other stakeholders. Then everybody give that input. And then that's the reason why it's not a one-man show.
Yeah.
Now somebody, that's why Malu say, Joria go out and getting, he can't convert it to the, because Joria think that a one-man show you are running. So this is not a one-man show government. When the president go out there and get involved in conversation, he always make sure he come and he hang head. That's why they said 2 or 3 good head better than one. If you listen to other people, his advisors and other stakeholders, they advise. That's why he got a lot of them. You know, if anything concerning youth or young people, he has the presidential youth council. He have the young. I think they have the youth advisors now to the president. They all in the Ministry of State over there. So some brilliant young people you find over there. So they gave him policies and constructing and substantive policies and things that will transform the country and the young people life. But things will happen. It's not at the pace that other people think they want it to happen, but it is a steady process because what happened in the past year was that many of those institutions were broken. Many of those institutions were stagnated. They were not functional because there was lack of innovation. Not many people was thinking out of the box, going beyond the line to see Liberia in a different spectrum. Everybody was thinking about themselves. Everybody was thinking about this self-gratification. People want to be praising, hill sinking, and doing unnecessary chest beat all around the country. And young people were subjected to idolization. They were idolizing. They were praising, choir, they were twerking, doing all kind of things. But now the government, to get those people to sway away from that attitude, put the issue of the unnecessary and praising somewhere, put it aside and focus on something that will build up your own individual and understanding about how your future going to be and the direction you're going to put yourself in for generation that will come after you. Now it is a difficult task. People think, the president going to do that overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. So now is the time that we are on a train where people are seeing. Listen to the World Bank report, Amy.
Right.
Oh no, listen to the World Bank report. This government now is sitting down. The government now is eligible to start getting, developmental assistance. Because of this standard it has set, the discipline will come. I know many of the things that happen in the government, it will happen slowly and things will settle. It will settle.
It has to a formula because, like I always tell people when I come on the show, and damage done may not take effects right away. Some might, right? But some others might take years before you start to see the bad fall of that damage. And we all, Liberian people, know for 6 years, everybody complained this, that, this, that. Some of those damages are still affecting, like where when the government first took over, they couldn't even take a loan. Their credit was bad. They had debt all over it. They had to pay before they even sent it. So all they know is about, the people did, they put that, they put something, they put. Dude, you did not leave the people happy. You did not leave them rich, or you didn't leave them better off. You had them in that state, and you had the country bankrupt. You had the country in a bad place, with bad credit and everything. That all of that has to be fixed before anything good can start happening. Our people don't know that. They know our people are gullible. So to go to them and tell them these lies, like the protest that is coming out, which is going to be the next subject we jump on. Okay, it's not something that's just gonna, like, the government. There are some bad things that are happening, and the corrupt part, I'm glad the president is taking actions. Right, we are glad about that. But there are a lot of good things they're doing that don't get talked about. They just want to, like, for the other people, they just want to. You don't want nobody to say that this government is better than your government. That's the whole game plan, right? We're gonna make this government ungovernable from day one. So even though they are being exposed, but they're trying so hard to make that statement happen. And even though the IG people can say, "Oh, there's no enough manpower," and something, but he's trying his best, right? There's some glitches here and there. Some police officer, yeah, but for the most part, they are doing good. So we're not gonna have everything like bright and butter, everything happen at the same time, but gradually we will get there. And there was something about I think you touched on the rotating part, right? That when you're talking about rotating people, like reshuffling the government, you say get rid of one rascal and put another rascal.
Yeah, because that's exactly what people feel. People think that is the best thing. Sometimes it's not always the best thing,
Right.
because it's almost like you just swapping bottles. He's swapping the same rascal and he put it the right way, taking one rascal from another, carrying another rascal. He reshuffling a rascal. No, that's not how it's supposed. He said we will change some people, like how we're doing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
We are removing the bad apples from the good ones. We are uprooting those other people who think that they want to quickly excel to where we are not ready to go. So we're taking it out. And look, Amy, I like the way it is going. Say you want to steal, that stealing that you're steal, somebody stealing your steal, you'll go better in your more.
Right.
Because when they take you out of job, you not know how many family is attached to you, and your humbleness and your sincerity should be, and your integrity will protect a lot of people that come after you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are caught, if your hands are caught in a cookies jar, now your family going to suffer. You see what I'm saying? So you will be disgraced, you'll be humiliated, and then after that entire situation, now you'll be dragged to court, will put you behind bar, and the investigation come out and you are liable. You go behind bar.
Yeah.
You go beyond that. The law will be the law. President Baka is not even picking and choosing, going after. In fact, that's the reason why people in his government is after them. He said, because this thing is about the people. Let's do the people job.
Right. He said if he comfortable, he's gonna like the people I feel that are doing the jobs. They're gonna stay in there. One I feel comfortable working with. No one's gonna twist my arm.
Oh yeah, one more catch. You listen to. He said he cannot be pushed. Nobody can push him. That's the reason I told you before. I say he is a kissy old man. Nobody can coerce him. That old man takes his time to take decision. He don't bow down to the pressure of anybody. You can sit down on any talk show, you be yelling all day.
That's why.
Your business.
Say he's not hearing this.
Yeah, you can sit down, you yell whole day.
He was sleeping. I get on and saying, yeah.
Yeah. So since you say the old man was sleeping, now he don't wake up now. He lost his,
yeah, he's
not hearing it because he has plan for the country. Look,
funny.
Leaders always should have big ears. When you look at the old man, ear is very big. He listen. The ear should be big to listen. He listen to everything. There's nothing that go on in our country that the president doesn't know. He doesn't hear. He hears everything. People send him recording. People send him video. Even although market women,
everybody wants nations. Everybody.
People, people sending him recording. People sending him video or things happening in the country, and the president can sit down right on his own phone and he watch it for himself. So not everything that people in the president's circle can tell you. Some information the president gets that people in his circle can't even get it. So the president can get information on a daily basis. He get everybody everywhere. Let me tell you. So he also said, there's this thing he also said. He said, he has gained enough time and he knowing people. So you see it? This is a sign of leadership. Remember, this government came as a result of an alliance.
Right.
Brought other people from other political institutions and incorporated everybody in this government. So we can work for the Liberian people, because all of those institutions, all of those people came from, they all have agenda. Everybody has a platform. And the whole platform, they all talk about the progress for the Liberian people. They all talk about how to move the country forward. Everybody had their own platform. So if you do a government of inclusion and somebody coming from another political party and that party giving them their mandate, When you coming to work in the alliance, in this government, you're not coming to work on the front, no longer as a political party,
You
even
coming on
though
the rescue agenda.
on the broader agenda, so that we can work in the interest of the Liberian people. But if you come now, you put your own individual interest first, and you want to put aside the main agenda that the president are laying on the table, so all can reach you and go through, you say no, you don't go by your own, we'll boot you out. That's exactly what happened. The president said he had gained enough time, he's learning people, he's knowing people. And so somebody cannot come sit there and go either father drive no fee, go be yelling on someone like your platform, or can be thinking the president listening to you. Your own. The president only take action based on empirical facts and evidence,
Right.
and he's done his own due diligence, and
As
he
he
see that
should.
whatsoever that this person is accused of, he has evidence. Then he will mandate his institution now. He said, look, my man, receive the letter here quick. You are suspended for time indefinite. Go to the independent institution and clear yourself. Go clean your name. If you go there, if the institution run through everything and they say, oh, everything they accuse of is not true, the president is a noble president. You saw NEC busking back. They will reinstate you.
That's the only one who not dodged the bullet.
Yeah. When you go over there, you see it, you make it. When you survive it,
When
you
he
come back.
survived, he the man
Yeah.
or the
You
woman.
almost be getting Safoko and Marvin Cole. The king was at time you see Jesus Christ. He say, oh God, thank you.
They say, hey, bro, we ain't bring no lawyers out, bro. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ, and I'm bringing your food seat to me on here.
I'm telling
No
you.
sound on there.
Yeah, man.
That was funny. But anyways, yeah, that interview was thank God it was clear, but from our country, some was still fun for with it. But like JMB always says, whether they like it or not, Liberia must get better. That's all we can say about that. But we're moving on to the LMP been doing some raid in the drugs community. Well, Zogo. Been raiding some Zogo areas that let me see. Whew, my eyes. Let me read it. Did I send it to you from like you can see it? It's so small on my screen. Let me see.
Sorry, you want me to read it out?
Yeah. If you can. If not, I will come and zoom it. Let me see. Let me try to zoom in. Is it the Liberia National Police has continued the demolitions of ghettos in various areas surrounding Monrovia, including Zone 8, Zone 2 Slipway, and Zone 3. These locations are known for being hotbeds for criminal activities where armed robbers are carried out unlawful. Yeah, some of you writing. Armed robbers are acting in the main unlawful actions. Deputy Inspector. Oh, come on. Deputy Inspector General of Police. Is that Colonel Nelson Freeman? Stated
Yeah,
that
that's Nelson Freeman.
stated that the operation is ongoing due to numerous complaints of harassment and criminal behavior from residents. Okay, so if the people are complaining about it, then well. Earlier today, the LMP managed to locate the hideout of these elements. These criminal elements. Some individuals fled upon seeing the officers, prompting us to make the decision to demolish the camps. Colonel Freeman assumed residents in the area in and around Monrovia that the LMP will continue to make effort to root out all criminals elements and armed robbers. He encourages all citizens to promptly report any suspicious activities within their community to the LMP. Yep. So those are some pictures that were, I think those are some of the some locals, and these are the these ghettos are same rounds, and yeah, these are some pictures from the site. And after demolishing, these are some of the things they found in here. Remember that people always saying they stabbing people, they're doing this,
Mhm.
doing that, and those were some of the stuff that they saying. And lastly, after they did that, they burned the whole thing down to free their community up. So, this is what the LMP did from that. This. So, with this, right? What do you think about the police starting to raid zone? What do you think they're doing with these criminals? Because they didn't say, right? They are just breaking these places down. Then what? You there, family?
Yeah,
You
I just trying to
you
get
trying
something.
to? Yeah, they are.
So,
Mm,
look, Amy, it hurts our heart every time we see young people
mm-hmm,
being get out of those shackles,
mm,
and you see the kind of a life these young people are going, are doing. You see how they are wasting their life. Every time we see that, it hurts our heart. So we always commend the national security, especially the John security, on these
but
kind of
from that,
operations.
they did not tell us anything about these individuals. What they are doing with them? They're just breaking these places down and burning it.
You listen to the intelligence guy, you listen to the operation guy, Colonel
Mm,
Nelson Freeman. He
mm,
been in the police for years. Look, these police operates based on intelligence.
mm,
They told you already that they have had reports,
mm.
numerous report of hijack, starving, and people,
Right.
threatening people, and robbery and other things. So they already got information, and they know some of those robberies, the areas they are taking place, and then they have to do their mapping. Look, the police, not because like bro, we are, we are a country that is behind, but the police using a lot of other, methods.
Oh, I'll show you.
Yeah, a lot of other methods
Mm-hmm.
to scout and get information on how perpetrators, who are people who are doing those crimes, where they go, where they sit, and where they gather. So many a times those guys do those things just to support their habit.
I understand, right? But
So
my question was, after they did this, because he did not say they arrested them, they took them to prison, they arrested them, they took them to rehab, none of that. They
so
just
Amy,
burned down the
this is a
place. So
security.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is a security
What's
information.
next?
You don't expect them to give you detailed information on what they're going to do, because if they do that now, then that means they are not completed. Remember, this process has not ended. So
Mm,
it's just the beginning part. But so they cannot conclusively tell you what they're going to do until they can get, where, because they have already outlined where all their targets are, where all they're going, and who all they're going to pick up. You see what I'm saying? But the police got a plan. So I guess in this modern policing that we're seeing now in Liberia, Honor, Gregory Como, and in the operation guard, Nelson Freeman, Colonel Nelson Freeman, we're seeing that there are things, some good things happening. Some good things happening. So, my man, Mama, you want to disagree with me? Come on the show. Don't sit down over there and disagree with me.
I mean, I get it. My thing is that after you
Oh,
get,
you saying where? Okay, wait. Now, something I'm trying to put together. What are they doing with them? Is that the question you're asking?
that's the question. How sure are they that when they leave at nighttime after they finish saying the community dwellers are giving these information, the individuals will not go back in that neighborhood to cause any harm or trouble there if you're not arresting them, if you're because you didn't tell
So,
us. Don't you think they have to make this so that the community dwellers feel some kind of security or feel comfortable about the whereabouts of these individuals?
the primary responsibility of the Liberia National Police is to protect life and properties. You
Mm-hmm.
know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the police would not release those guys on their own reconnaissance if those guys are still, you know, considered as an endangered species. They as a dangerous species. If they still, the guys, if the police think that those guys are a serious threat to the community where they took them from, they're not going to release them back to those communities. The police going to keep them for some time, if possible. And they also have in their police training what to do with people of that nature if
They
they
need
will.
rehab.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you. But how is the police going to go about doing that? That's the methodology I can't explain to you now because it is a security thing. They cannot explain it all in the public because they still ongoing. They are still outbusting some of those sites, so they can't come and explain everything like that until they come back again and say, "Oh, we are concluded." And in fact, let me tell you something. Anytime you notice that there is tension building up in a city, this not only during this administration, they have been happening in successive administration because many at times these guys
Mm-hmm.
who are planners
Mm-hmm.
um of
Protest.
protests, yeah, they always go for the vulnerable people.
Oh yeah.
You saw how the the student grouping from the university that they call ProSci, they went to the Central Street Graveyard to,
Proside?
yeah, ProSci went to the Central Street Graveyard to recruit some of our vulnerable boys that are sleeping in the graveyard, telling them to come out to go protest. So many a time people use the vulnerable group to carry out their clandestine activities. So many a times when situations like this start, the police always go out there and get some of them from there before they being used because some of those guys and the only thing they want to get a pappy and a cocoa as soon as they smoke that tar one or two low. Anything you tell them to do, they get wear t-shirt, they want to go there. Whether they're good thing, not good thing. And I didn't want to always bring from the camera and say, "Oh, you see the peaceful and harmless and innocent guy, the brutal last, pretty brutal last thing. When you go look at a peaceful, harmless, and innocent guy, he tea or Brian him more." So how it will be. So the police have to go ahead and take some of the action that they're taking right now. But I don't know whether it's linked to that, but sometimes this is what happened in policing. They go
So
ahead
it's
and get
funny
some of
that
those
you
guys.
said that because we have some other reports, something here that there are some elements who are planning to go outside of the law doing this so-called July 7 protests, right? To cause some harm to the police. They are planning to bring, maybe this is what the IG heard of. They are planning to bring like some weapon, like arm or knife or whatever, to engage with the police, right? And they're saying, let me see, there's something here. No, not this one. Hold on one second. Yeah, so these are. It's funny that you said that because that's I read that communicate that read out, and the police were warning
Can you
people.
tell this man, tell that man to come on the show and start disagreeing with me in the comment section?
Yeah, I'm not putting it on there because they should be on here. They shouldn't be. So I'm not. I'm not highlighting that. If the one that talks to be something that will come in the comments, they will come on. Uh, yeah, so I'm trying to find a communication formula, but I can't see it right now. But that's what. Oh yeah, this is my stuff. That's what I read, and I was like, this is disturbing. You cannot go out there while the police is trying to protect you, do all of these things. You know, trying to be peaceful as they can be, trying to put everything in place, and you planning to do such a thing, and then the aftermath will be, oh, they brutalized peaceful protester. Do you know what peaceful mean? You're planning to harm a policeman, and okay, so let me read out some of it. This is a very important and should not be overlooked. Please take a moment to share. I read all of that. I have received alarming information regarding a planned protest organized by Stan ahead of the with CDC, which may escalate into violence. A close source from the CDC party headquarters says that participants are preparing to engage in armed conflict with the police, potentially resulting to gunfires. Even if law enforcement does this as its the
Good.
government position.
Men are around. Men are around. Amy, we can't see you. I don't know what happened to your
Oh,
stuff.
Gleba.
I'm gonna bring the guys then on. We're gonna be joined by two great men. Men are around. And men that go engage in the comment section, bring them all that they can. So
So
welcome my
Famula,
good
go
friend and
ahead.
brother.
So I just read that. So it was funny that
My
can
good
you
friend
hear
and
me?
brother Alfred. Yeah, we can hear you. Just go back and come back in.
Yeah, I'll go back. But Jimmy just did a question out and then you can check
I
it
saw
out.
that April man coming out. I can't. You want to
So,
be funny? Yeah.
so with this,
Oh, so you
with
gonna
what you
fight?
just said,
Yeah.
it makes a whole lot of sense and it's kind of concerning. So yeah, take away from that Famula. Let me try to.
All right, Amy. Quickly, so guys, welcome to the nightly exchange, and it's always a pleasure sitting and sharing platform with two great men. You know, so sometimes I get energized every time I see you guys on the show. That's exactly how we cross pollinate the ideas and we make sure we charge the show and people in Radio Land they enjoy the show. But happy to see my good friend and brother again from Tiwa district, from Gawula and all the other districts and going all the way, Alfred Konowa. And moment today, I mean that name is from Cape Mount too. Even though you carry some to Lofa, you
From
carry
Lofa.
some all the way.
On
But
Lofa,
that
no tip man
my
from Lofa.
grandfather
I
name
dey
is
see region. You know what
Eh, eh.
happened? This is what happened in 1964.
Don't I do you ain't get below all.
I was just about to say that. Lofa and Kim.
No, but you know when you said it part came out, guess what they call Lofa Bridge there, right? They call it Lofa Bridge. So
But it was just recently like when Paul Kennedy then started making noise because Chattanooga wanted to win election from there. So Paul Kennedy started making noise say we won't be on our own because we just in the middle here. The men taking all our resources, we won't be on our own. So Chattanooga say okay, you'll be on your own now. I'll make it Paul Kennedy say they from Babulu County, but all that people are part of Grand Kema County and Lofa County as well. So we are all one people, my people.
yeah, but honestly, the Momo name is my grandfather's name.
Yeah, more from the bombing and the Cape Man side. My mother's on that side.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that
So
Momo
you
name
see,
from
so the man already there. So let's
Okay, so
but-
welcome guys. Amy, why you fighting to come back on? Alfred, we've been discussing about a lot of things tonight. Basically, we talk about the president interview today with Front Page Africa. I guess you saw the video. And then what do you make of that conversation? That interview. I think we're going to play that video once more. Let me find that asset. Let's play that video once more, and then we will go on to. I think the video was here, but oh my god!
I do watch that video. I think
Okay, you watched the video where the president was asked about his meeting with President Trump and how people in his government also now focusing on what is at hand. They're focusing on 2029, what you make of that, and
Yeah.
what you make of corruption. And you know, I think you listen to that. What do you
Yes.
make of how and also talk about something about the minerals, and you know, he made some clarity.
The survey.
The
Yeah.
survey.
Yeah.
He made some clarity, because as what was carried in the media, some people were saying, oh, the president said in the State of the Nation that they have done comprehensive mineral survey in Liberia, and the president repeated it twice. One, when he was interviewed at the airport, he said China only did 2 counties, and today again the Chinese also did. He also reaffirmed it again in the interview on Front Page Africa that they only did 2 counties, and he went to ask for the entire country to be to have a survey done. What do you make of that? I hope you saw the video.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, let me take Alfred first. Then Alfred give his input
let me
first.
give my own opinion on this issue. You know, I still remain a supporter of Mr. Joseph Yima Boakai. I am the only supporter of the Boakai administration that want him to be referred to as Lee Kuan Yew. I want him, when he leaves office, his legacy should speak for him. And I strongly believe that this is the time that the president has to be able to do that. He does not have 2029 to do that. He does not have 2035 to do that. He has now to be able to set the buttons so that when we get to 2029, we can have the bold face to tell our people, say, look, Mr. Boakai has set a pace, and we are back to help him meet what he started. You know, so I've been following the president lately, and this is what I want. I mean, I expected the president to do, you know, to be swift, to move very quickly, to be able to deal with this issue of corruption. Well, we know that corruption is a principal thing in our country where it has become institutionalized, but we need someone in the executive mansion that can put stop to that. I remember somewhere in one American president said the box stopped with me. So the presidency has an enormous power to be able to deal with the issue of corruption, to bring back integrity into our institutions. Any country that does not have strong institutions, that country is doomed. And Liberia, having experienced 14 years of civil conflict where all the institutions were broken down, we have an opportunity with President Boakai to be able to redirect the focus of the country. And that is the reason why sometimes, you know, when the president is slow, I get frustrated. I get angry. Because Liberia, we have a small population. You just need a strong man to be able to direct the people to wake up from their slumber. I remember when President Sali became president in 2009, when she woke up and started visiting institutions, people started going to work on time. When she fired Dr. Kotu from the Ministry of Education, people started going to work on time. So you just need someone who is consistent, who is more focused, laser focused, to deal with the issue at hand. And I have no doubt that President Boakai will be able to deliver. But he has to do that swiftly because time is of essence. Now, to the question that my sister asked with regards to the this issue of removing our less fortunate brothers from the street.
Let's forget to want to go and lose my train of thought on the whole.
So Alfred will come to that. I just want to take that one off first.
I don't want to lose my train of thought, my man. You want?
Yeah.
So
Let me just conclude quickly on this issue that the president spoke about. The president didn't tell us in his State of the Nation address how many counties that were comprehensively surveyed in that State of the Nation address. He only told us that there was a scientific survey that was done by the People's Republic of China, and that it has.
Wait a minute. This was the word that the entire propagandists were running with, because they said in some part of it, he said comprehensive. The Chinese did a scientific comprehensive survey
Yeah.
of
Of
minerals in our
minerals
country.
in our country, but he did
Yeah.
not specifically say.
Yeah, he did not specify.
He did not. It was not specified in his State of the Nation address. But given the conversation at the time, people thought that, you know, it was an inclusive survey that was done with the entire country. So the president needed to come and do the clarity. Now that, because I myself have an issue with that, and I said that the president was misleading the people, he was misleading us, right? He can say we had a comprehensive, scientific, comprehensive survey done on our mineral resources. Then he comes to America and asking the American government to go and do another survey. There's nothing wrong to do 2, 3, 4, 5 survey. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know, we have to be honest. You know that if you sell something before the contract dates, what you are saying now, it's important that you come out to clarify. You know, and be it as it may that the president was able to come out today to clarify that, look, it's important that we have a survey. The survey that was done, it was limited to only 2 counties. We need to do the entire country so that we can have an appreciable understanding of what we have. Because remind you now, in the State of the Nation address, the president made some told us that we have some new discoveries on different minerals in our country. And if it's only situated in 2 counties, well, I can just imagine what we have to discover in the new counties if there will be a new survey done. You know, I can just imagine what we have. So with this, I think the president have laid this conversation to rest. Now that we know that we have only 2 counties that were done as per his State of the Nation address, now that we know that he's opting for the U.S. government to help Liberia to be able to do the entire country, I think that is something that we should all support, because we need to know what we have. That way we can be able to leverage on anyone that want to do investment into our country. Thank you.
So what we have, where they are, and you know, and then we can know how we can go forward. Thank you very much, Alfred. That was a very, very salient point you made. So let's listen to our Mama before.
So the interview today by the president, Rodney C, actually I enjoyed the interview. I listened to it, you know, keenly, and I believe the president spoke well. You know, there was this question he was asked about, you know, reshuffling, and I want to speak to that first, right? And then he spoke so profoundly, right? That it kind of got me smiling while I was sitting in my office, right? That he's not interested into reshuffling rascals. His interest is to get them out. If you are not performing or you are not doing what the Liberian people put you there, or what he put you to do on behalf of the Liberian people, you should be kicked out. And I believe that was profound. Because what's the essence of moving one person from this ministry? If this person underperform here, why are you putting them somewhere else? What's the essence of moving people around it? If there's underperforming in one place and this person didn't do well at this place, well, sometimes you might have the argument like, oh, the person was misplaced, so let's put them somewhere else. But you know what? I think he's doing that. No, he told them, I've given you this job, and you have to deliver for the Liberian people. Anything short of that, you have to give someone else the chance to come in and do the work of the Liberian people. There are a lot of competent Liberians out there. What's the essence of recycling? You know, the same people. So I think he spoke well. I think that's a step in the right direction that the president is taking. Like, if you are in his government and you know that you have underperformed, when he look at your performance review and found out that you never performed up to the benchmark that was given to you, you never went above and beyond that in your performance portfolio, he should get you out. A lot of Liberians, and I found out with so many ministers, so many people that I so many at the Ministry of Defense. There are so many people sitting in those positions there that shouldn't be there. This old man hired you guys, appointed you guys to bring some renaissance, to bring some change, to be innovative. That's why he put a lot of young people. This old man depend on a lot of young people to bring innovation, to bring change to his government, to bring something, to leverage their position to sort of, bring some changes to these ministries. So there's so many things in there that I'm not going to talk about, but I have issues with the Ministry of Defense. Yeah, the defense. I have issues with how it is handled today, and we'll talk about that later. But the president was very well intentional when he spoke about the fact that he's not focused on recycling people or moving the same people around. If you underperform, get out. Someone else should come in to do the job for the people of Liberia. And I was so happy when I heard that from him. And another one he talked about was the survey. How is it bad to have surveys from two different sources? Two giants in two war giants. You have one from China already. If China did the entire country? It's still not wrong for America to give her version of surveying our mineral. That way we can do a comparative analysis. What do you want? That way we can do an analysis of both findings from those two countries, and that we have an in-depth understanding. Maybe the Chinese may have missed something that the Americans could have captured, or could come and capture. So it's nothing wrong to have the Americans doing their version of their survey, and the Chinese that have already done there. And the essence of the president saying that was the fact that, look, he wants Americans to come and see at first. America don't want to rely on the Chinese findings. You know that. America, look, the old man was so smart, and the way he pitched that was, you Americans, we have these resources, but come and do a survey. You at first hand know what is there. And when you come and find out for yourself, knowing what we have, it will interest you to want to stay in our country to invest. America being moving from aid to trade, that was a smart way of the old man pitching it to allow American investors to come and have an eye, to come and see what we have. They themselves first, nobody's going to tell them again. They will come with all their technology and discover what is here, and they'll be like, wow, this country really has what it takes for us to come
Let
here.
me find out you took us back.
No, we just running quick with it to share to come and invest. So that part of the interview, it was something that I really liked, and we shouldn't be grappling over. Oh, China did it. You think America wanted to go to use the Chinese findings? They want to use their own. America believe in her technology and feel that we believe that our technology is top notch. America and China people fighting over who got the best technology. You think America will rely on the Chinese findings to go and use that to go and invest in whatever? America want to do her. So the old man was right when he said that. So I think the interview today was very, very profound. He hit the nail. And one thing he said, the country is open for business. We need people to come in to invest, to work with us, to trade with us. We are not asking for aid anymore. Since the American policy have moved from aid to trade, we are in a better position to leverage our resources so that we can trade with the United States. We have what it takes for them to come to our country and invest. And that's why the old man said, in a nutshell, that look, we are open for business. Come on and let's do business. And with regards to that whole issue of deportees and whatever, I love his answer. Look, when the time comes, when they approach all with that, he said it was just some sort of idea that the Americans were putting out there. Americans
It
are
was a
going to tell us.
concern. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Concern.
said what they have to say. They said, look, we have a lot of people here who have had visa overstay, people whatsoever. So we need help. What is your take? They asked for their take on President Parker will not unilaterally sit there and answer that, definitively. He kind of swerved around it, and 'cause he had to speak with the major stakeholders within his government to give him that subject matter expert when it comes to that. So once America is ready to do such, once the government is approached, then will the government respond appropriately. So that was a profound interview today, and applaud the president for such great interview. And I believe we have a president on our hand. We have a real president. We don't have a weather. We have a real
Oh
president.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, let this man breathe. So so what's the
Quickly,
So
something you say I wanted to come in, but you were in flight, so I didn't want to make you to lose your thought.
all right, take a few seconds, Alfred. We want to transition.
With regards to this reshuffling, right? The shuffling of the government, I agree with the president. And one of the ministry that I want him to move strictly to remove the minister is the Minister of Labor. The Minister of Labor, the minister is not working. Up to now, the minister doesn't know when it comes to the private sector how many librarians are being employed since the last almost 1 year the president being in power. He doesn't know that. We need to have a very proactive minister at the Ministry of Labor to get all real-time data for us to know what's going on. How many employment have been done with the government itself? We don't know. That minister needs to go.
True, I agree with you. He's one of the underperforming ministers in the government. He doesn't even know how much job the private sector has created. He hasn't shown us
He hasn't shown us anything.
any new system that has been deployed by the Ministry of Labor, as in capturing data. Going forward,
I am
show us
interested
something.
in that.
Show us something. Show us software. Show us a legacy software that you've developed to capture data for the country. What are the the kind of mechanism that you have instituted
Look, today,
to do that?
what you're discussing right now is completely far from the generation of the labor minister. The labor minister does not have that statistic or that technological thing you're discussing.
please don't say that you're
because-
not making it better
no,
for him.
I know.
No, I mean, honestly,
Fumbler is right, because look,
he's from a different
in order
generation.
for a
than me.
nation to thrive, you have to have it's driven by data. Especially his ministry is one of the ministries that has to be very, very, they have to
But
be.
isn't
They have to
that
be,
why you had to hire the people who know how to do that? You're the
but
minister.
that make him order based on the alliance, right? During
That's exactly what we said.
the election, he was brought up by the MDR. So now, if you cannot perform such that ministry is very integral to the growth and development and how the economy runs. It is squarely on that ministry. So there are a lot of scientific sort of data that need to be established over there, because in order for the government to see how she's trending, it is squarely on that ministry.
I mean,
Data
the
driven.
inflation rate right now in Liberia is 200. On the street, the exchange rate is 200.
So
Exchange rate, though.
So yeah, let's move
Let's
on to
imagine that.
the next topic. I think you guys are talking about the drug, the drug that was raided today, and I was very interested in that conversation. And I think I disagree with family when he says, "Look,
Yeah, so that happened today, which is
Yeah,
a
we
good
need to
thing.
clear. We need to talk on that one too, because
Yeah.
my brother family here was just going around it, and he was not.
oh no, yeah, look,
Go ahead, my brother.
yeah, look,
So,
After you.
okay, until you accept that what I said was my opinion, you
My
free to
opinion.
come and give
Your
your
opinion.
That opinion, we agree
Okay.
with you. We
Thank
won't
you.
go back.
It's not the opinion that the people were smoking that they caught them smoking.
But you know what? The war on drugs, it is somewhat something that we should take very seriously in our country. For far too long, we've had successive government coming to power and refuse to pay attention to this. This is a menace. This right here
Mhm.
will this right here will hurt our country for generations to come if we don't be very intentional about fighting this war on drugs. Right? Every government that comes to power, the people they put in position to fight drugs, especially from the drug enforcement agent to the DEA to all those security operators. No, well, we have not seen anyone who is so well intentional to fight this a war. This is a serious war. This is a global war. This is not unique to Liberia. But now drug laws or drug smugglers look for soft target, easy access country the way they can use to to funnel their drugs, and then transport it to Europe or the rest of the world. But then the local population tend to suffer from those kind of movements, those kind of drug movement. The lots of cushion. So we've been seeing from the weird time, from Ellington. It is not only weird from Ellington to weird on it just went on steroid or even worse. So why am I saying it? They has is squarely on lack of leadership when it comes to the people that were put there. I believe said that even the old man said that even Barker put there to he is not up to the task. Let alone the one that we had a bunch of buffoons. They could better speak English. They could better organize themselves. They
Don't
could better
start with that English, then, please.
no, they could barely have press conferences. They never even set up system where citizens could anonymously send messages. You have to set up a structure
Mm-hmm.
before these things work. It's not a lip service thing. It's not that when catch somebody hold their handcuff, hold their tie them by the shirt, put them in one pickup, cameraman follow you guys, and that's it. This is it's a process. This is something that has to be laid out, a clear structure, and everyone should be well intentional about it. From the hiring of the agents to the setting up of the technology to the rehabilitation aspect to the sensitization. We are now sensitizing the population,
Sanitize.
educating the people. So it's a holistic approach.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have people who are well knowledgeable, who have that security background, or who understand what it means. Because look, first of all, we have agents who don't even know the different kinds of drugs. We have agents who don't even understand why the organization that they work for, what it stands for. You have it, so everything is just sort of upside down. So my plea to the president is to look, we need innovation in that with the joint information agency. Look, we need proper vehicle to look. We need a system whereby it not look. Intel is given from the U.S. embassy or whatever where drugs is from, but we either want to have a command and control center set up in that country within the drug enforcement agency that even at night or during the daytime drones are flown that no one knows reconnaissance in that air watching over the country, over especially Monterey County, where we know they have a lot of drugs to find out where exactly. This thing is easy. Buy sophisticated drone that can fly almost 30,000 feet in the air, but has sophisticated camera to zoom in on those places. You can sit in the command and control center and monitor. From there, you can deploy men right away to go and get these things. Sometimes, look, because sometimes the community will harbor these people because many people in the community are also these people are using the fact that many people in the community are vulnerable. They don't have money. These guys with the drugs, they got money. So they tend to rent these people houses and get them good money and shut the people up. So sometimes the community will not expose these guys. They will try to harbor them. So what we do is deploy the best technology. It's just that simple. Set up a command center. Monitor by people who are intentional in fighting this war against drugs. Take some of this AFL or APC, that armored personnel carrier, give it to the DEA. Let them use it as an arrest van. Go into this place, grab the buckles and chunk them in there. Let them go to jail and have the day set up for court, and then you can someone them or court so that they can face due process and let it be an unbillable offense. Let them go to jail for it. This is getting too much because we are losing many of our young people, many of whom should be working to help grow the economy or to be in school. So that because they are our future leaders. If we lose them today, what will become of our economy tomorrow? So we are pleading on this government. If that old man can do it, get him out. I saw a confirmation hearing. He doesn't look like someone who is up to the task. Even the confirmation hearing, I said, I'm going to bring your friend here again. The old man can't even talk too good. But in a way, so we hope that, all the reshuffling or elimination that he's going to do very soon, we hope that the DEA too will be looked at, and
Thank you.
by so doing, our country can reset when it comes to the issue of drugs. At least we could try to eradicate drugs from our society. It's getting too much.
Alfred?
I listen to my brother, yeah. You know,
Again.
he can be gay. But let me say this. When the president announced to us that the issue of drugs was epidemic in our country, he did not only stop there, he constituted a committee led by the Ministry of Health.
Mm.
When was the last time the Ministry of Health on a press conference to tell what they have put in place with regards to the issue of drugs? We're still talking about the issue of performance. That the president has a lot in his hand to deal with. And I'm going to tell you, my brother, the issue of drugs is affecting every one of us here. My brother was affected by drugs. Right now, I don't know his state is the state he's in right now. Right now, as we speak, two of my brothers. So I think the president should be held accountable for this. Because he set up a committee. He announced to the whole nation that the issue of drugs here, we have to fight it, and we have to fight it holistically. And he set up a committee to be able to drive that movement. Unfortunately, we still talking about, in fact, the police, the issue about drugs business is overwhelming for the police because they don't even have the manpower. They don't even have the manpower. They don't have place for people to stay. So when you're talking about the issue of drugs, it has to be holistic. It should not just be, a politically correct thing to do. No, we should go beyond that. We want to rehabilitate the whole person. The whole person has got to do with the body, the soul, the mind, the spirit. And if we cannot do that, if we can invest heavily into this particular issue, the legislature should be held accountable also, because they are the direct representation of the people. And the president told them that this issue is a serious national security threat to the country. Up to now, you don't hear the guys in the House of Representatives talking about it. You don't hear our people in the Senate talking about it. They just go over there and make that noise whole day. That's all they do. And no one is talking about the issue of drugs. It's affecting the country. It's affecting our young people. And nothing is being done to ensure that we have some level of sanctity when it comes to the issue of drugs. So for me personally, I think the president and the entire government is not doing anything to fight this issue of drugs. And we have to keep their feet on fire to ensure that the issue of drugs is addressed. Because we cannot continue to just talk about drugs over and over and nothing is being done to deal with this issue. We need to invest into it. We need to have the right people in place to be able to do the right thing to help our people, to help our young people. Because the issue of drugs is not just about, you go catch people and then after 48 hours they release them. No. They need help. Mm-hmm. The guys themselves need help. Not everybody wants to be over there. They need help. These guys are addicted to these things. They need help. And you can just go there and just grab few people and tie their clothes and you go after for the 8 hours, you release them, then they come out in the street again and think that you are solving the problem. You are not solving the problem. We need a holistic approach, and that has to come from the government. The government has to be intentional. The government has to invest into this whole issue of drugs. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfred. So I think this part of the conversation came from when the police raided a ghetto because of a lot of complaint from the community dwellers about a lot of crimes, harassment. They will get out of those ghettos at night or any other day and go and harassing the citizens. So I think that was the reason the police went in this area and broke that place down, and that's why they are doing this. But I don't think they're doing it as into like mostly on the drug part of it. Yeah, that is something that we have to talk about as well. But I think mostly it was about the safety in the community. They're trying, and that's why my question was, if you break these places down, right? What are you doing with these people? How sure are we they're not coming back to harm the citizens who are already, like in America, we say snitch on them, write them out. What are you just taking them to prisons, or are you just taking them like what's next? So that was my question. That's why I asked that question because
And that's why I told you that the president set up a committee to be able to deal with these things, right? We had a Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Labor. Yes, the Ministry of Labor are part of it. You had the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and that of the Ministry of Gender for Women and Children. That was the committee that the president
and
set
that's
up.
the right people. Yeah. So
And up to now, we're not hearing anything.
No
It has been
coordination.
1 year now.
They're
We're
not.
not hearing anything from that.
They are not. They are not intentional about.
The people who are not intentional about fighting the issue of drugs.
The whole war on drugs. Me, only speaking from the paramilitary standpoint, right? The enforcement side, because there are two different sides of this whole drug fighting thing: the enforcement side and the rehabilitation side, right? So you have so the enforcement itself is weak. The enforcement is weak. They don't have the necessary tool to go after people. It's so weak. That's what I'm saying. The entire process from the start to the finish to the end, there is no structure. How you expect if you don't have a real laid down operation to fight drugs? How you gonna be successful at meeting it at the source and hitting it on the head? You need a robust operation to dismantle the entire syndicate, the entire drug cartel. You need a robust operation. Fly drones at night, fly drones at daytime. You are always on these guys because they are smarter than you. They move faster than you. And you have the men with the necessary tools, because even those DEA guys, there are a bunch of guys who are involved with it. They have to have a body cam with full kit, move in there at night, get these guys. When they get this guy, they should not surrender this guy back again to the society. Once you are found guilty after court, after due process, they should be sent to the rehab. That's the
I'm sorry, Mama. I just wanted to play that in for you.
This is just in continuation of the discussions that we've been having over the past few months about our desire to improve the service delivery. Like I said to you all the other day, we're not having a lot of deaths related to crime. We're having more deaths on the road. And our business is the protection of lives and property. So we have to make sure we put measures in place to reduce road fatalities, and also the destruction of properties along our roads. And the only way we can do that is one, by educating the people, which of course we have commenced through every possible means, and also by our enforcement to prevent some of these things from happening. It is my hope that as we gear up to start the roll of this concession, that's going to provide us the logistical support that we need to enforce and improve our service delivery. It is my hope that the level of integrity that we have spoken about to build trust and legitimacy with the people will be retained and sustained by each and every one of you. Like I reminded us the other day, the only reason why we have jobs as law enforcement officers is because why we have people to serve. In the absence of people, we don't have a job. More so, this is a business that we're doing. In business, rule number one states that customer is king. Rule number two states that if the customer is wrong, refer to rule number one, which means that customer is king. The one thing I want you to remember, you're only there because of them. Discipline and courtesy has to be the hallmark. How you engage them, it matters. You cannot go to them with anger and think you have power. The only power you have is the true power you have is the power that you do not use. And let me remind you, the power that we enjoy is the power given to us by the same people that we have urged this concession to put technology at the forefront, reduce human interaction to the most that we can, at least to help us with transparency and accountability. One thing we did speak about as we go forward, there will be compensation for each and every one of you who's going to be on this particular journey. So there's absolutely no need for you to go and try to extort money from people. I'm not saying this because I just want to complain about you. I'm saying it because facts exist. People have it all over on videos and do different things. I myself have had encounters. And I know over the last 3 months we've been training, and you all have shown remarkable discipline, and I'm so proud of it. But I want you all to retain it as we go out on the field, let people see the visible difference and know that we're at least providing a service that they can appreciate. It is my hope that we all, as we go out there, know that our reputations are tied together. When one person do something, they say, "What are the people did?" And you don't put none of your picture there with your question. Even you sit down on the car for them to ride you back and forth, and my picture just stay put it. So I beg you, our children asking us questions, "Daddy, what's this about the police? What's this about the police?" And why are they asking the questions? They ask the questions because of the representation that's out on the field. The good news is, and the bad news for some of you who won't like it, is the fact that the operating procedure is as soon as you step on the vehicle, the first thing you do is to make sure you activate the camera. Before you even walk to talk to that person who you're pulling over, the camera has to be activated to be able to capture everything. We're capturing it once because a lot of times people lie, the police officer say, "Oh, the officer was rude, the officer insulted me." So when you go back, you're able to play that video to see the encounter. Sometimes the person might tell you this, "We're going to put the challenge, the ticket you're getting it." You come back and play that particular video as well. So as part of your standing operating procedure, you activate the camera at any point in time. And let me also tell you, if you fail to activate the camera, we can activate the camera right here from the back end. It's just the level of transparency. It's not meant to scare you all. It's just the level of transparency because look, the police, the people, the drug level has gone so low that we have everything to show accountability and transparency. Nobody tries to be a business back and forth. We're just trying to protect the image of this institution and to regain public trust and and I think so far so good, we've been doing great. Because they go tell them, "Some of your buses, go around the line. What are you doing in the line?" So tell them, "Yes, sir, let me talk to you." When it's down in line, introduce yourself and say, "Sir, this call is being recorded for reference purposes." So you can hear your press to know that the people in front of the line are recording you. Then you go ahead and tell them that, "Sir, I pulled this vehicle over because it was driving recklessly. When I went to check, you didn't have registration, you didn't have insurance, you didn't have license. Let one or one of you tell you this, you didn't have license. When they tell you to do this, I say again, say, sir, are you saying yes, what I do with all of these violations, should you let them know? Say, yes, I say yes. Say, okay, sir, thank you. Because now you may go. That time I write a report, and I report it, will clear it up, they will pay the ticket, they will get written reprimand, and if it's the second time, they will be suspended for as well. So you don't be afraid. You don't even disrespect them at all. You know there's a regimental institution. So you take order. So go ahead and take the order, but just make sure.
So let me from what you were saying, right? With all of these technology that you said we should have, the police, as we see here, right, is even though they are short on manpower and all of that, but we see that the IG is doing a lot, right? To have some technology out there that, because a lot of things, like he said, the police names they are not in a good place with the public, and that's what he's trying to. So what my question here is that, you think the police, the government is paying more attention to the police than the drugs agency, or you think it's necessary now for the police? That, I mean, that's why I just wanted you to.
It is important. Look, even though the drug enforcement agency is tasked with the sole responsibility to fight drug crimes, right? To fight the war on drugs. It is also the responsibility of the police to ensure certain security. That means even if they see drugs, they're gonna fight it, right? So it's a holistic approach that we're looking at here, right? And what I saw Gregory saying over there, his heart is in a good place. He's very intentional about fighting crimes, ensuring that our road safety is okay. But what I don't see Gregory doing is speaking like a real paramilitary police officer. Like a real look. You do not plead to your look. This is a job that you've taken to defend and protect life, and you have been given the opportunity to serve your country, and you give this strict warning, like any act of taking money or whatever will lead to your dismissal and subsequent prosecution. That's how you speak as a private. You don't remember. They'll be doing that one. We'll compensate. No one babysitting anyone. You pick that job. That's your job. That's a paramilitary organization, right? You will face the full consequence of the law if you violate, if you take bribe. If you know that you can't do this, get out of this thing, because you will not damage the reputation of this institution for your self-greed. This is how an IG should be speaking, not to be pampering these guys and making
You think
and
his talk with them right now with
it's too
pampering?
soft. It's soft. He's soft. He's very, very soft. And now he even telling them that if one or two or one look, so you have been given direct order. Direct order is to do your job with your cameras on. Whoever one or two, one or whatever call, tell him that, look, sir, I'm doing my job. Please do not interfere with my job. With all due respect, you are one or two. Stay out of this. Do not interfere with law enforcement.
That's not gonna happen.
No, he the IG supposed to give that mandate. And when he's doing that, they 102, 105, all of this will be saying that in that same place and say it. But you know why he's not doing that? Because he himself sometimes to family member there, whatever he will call the lead that person. But if you're really intentional, have 102, 101.
That's an allegation.
Yeah?
That's an allegation.
I'm just telling you, he spoke like someone who was begging a man. And I had to do it. If I'm a head of the DEA or head of the police force or head of any kind of paramilitary group, I'm speaking as a military man. You are in this business to be transparent. Anything outside of that, you will be reprimanded. You will bear the full weight of the law. I'm not here to play. And any other officer appointed over you try to interfere, You do not listen to them. Once you are enforcing the law, you
Isn't
are
that disrespecting your
it's not disrespecting. Look, in the matter,
organization?
in the matter, look, if I'm assigned somewhere, they call something assignment is greater than our rank structure thing. If I'm assigned as part of one of the three major order, they give you a post
Mhm.
to cover. No matter who come there, what come there, and tell you to leave for your go order, you are assigned to that post. You will not leave that post until you are properly relieved.
I'll wait for the last order.
So you do not sit there and allow some person because they are above. No, this is the reason why our continent or our people we're not progressing, right? Because one or two or one or three call you say that are interested, sir, with all due respect, you are interfering with law enforcement and you should know better, sir, that I'm doing my job. It is recorded. You have cam on you. You got camera on you. You are sitting. So Gregory Como should be telling those young patrol officer, highway patrol officer, that even me will not be above the law, will not breach the law, let alone the 102, 101, anyone try to interfere with law enforcement. You tell them the truth. You do not say, oh yeah, just document and let them go. With 102 call, just make sure you just document. That's not how law enforcement should be. No one should interfere. That's the first thing you should have said. So I mean, in as much as he's doing his best, I don't think he should be speaking that way.
Thank you. Alfred of Family, welcome to Ines. You're muted, sir. Oh,
Let
I'm
me,
sorry.
I
I'm
couldn't
not
agree
supposed to
with
call
you,
you, sir.
Brother Kama, but let me say my piece. I think the police RJ need to be more of a strong leader rather than being a diplomatic leader in the police force. He wants to be politically correct. So because of that, he's being too diplomatic. And in a space like Liberia, where the country has got a history of violence, to institute law enforcement, you have to be strong. I would have thought that the police IG would have given all those guys an operating procedure order.
The red order, yeah.
Operating procedure order in that it will specify their duties, their role, and also
I'm pretty sure he did.
consequences. And speaking with regards to that procedure, say for example, right, I'm a police officer and I'll be giving a direct operation procedure to enforce traffic violations, for example.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm out there and I'm being compromised on that traffic violation. What will be the consequence to that?
He did tell them that, right?
No. But it has to be written down. Not just
The
verbally.
man was a
Oh,
big man.
Alfred, no. You're not doing this. You're not doing no justice to that. He's supposed to have a folder in his hand right there.
No, I say he has an
no,
SOP.
no,
I never said. I never said he does.
Have it. They
No.
already gave it to them, and that was just in there.
No one said he never had an SOP. He has an SOP. The SOP
No,
was there. He
Alfred
already
is saying he doesn't because he's speaking to them over there. No, he can't have everything over there. They probably have given it to them. Alfred.
they already got amended. But I'm talking about the way in which Gregory was saying it. He was saying it in a passive way.
Alfred.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead, Lynn.
Okay. So whatever you want to defend Greg, to go ahead and defend Greg to know.
I don't know why
What I'm telling you here is that
we're being fair to the Greg is not here to defend himself, so we're being fair.
His exhibit with regards to how he wants this. First of all, let me say thank you to him. Right, he got a good heart for the country, and what he's trying to do now to remove, the Liberia traffic management from the police headquarters and where they can have their own space to be able to operate. I think that's a good thing. I will also recommend to the police IG that he should also institute the issue about driving. People should go and do driver lesson. Or driver test.
Should that be the transport ministry or the IG?
I mean, it's a I mean, actually, it has to be the Ministry of Transport, right? Because the police, they are just there to enforce. But right now, what we are seeing the police RG is doing is even working beyond the scope of operation. You know, the Ministry of Transport should be the one doing this. You know, the police
no. He enforcing the law that people don't speed on the highway. That's
on the highway, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You still need to have, transport officers, that are supposed to be the one to be part of this whole renewal of having a very strong police presence on all of our roads. And what I think that's what Greg is trying to do, to have a strong police presence on all of our roads, and how to enforce the laws when they are to those strategic areas on the road, especially for highway patrol people, and I want to commend him for that.
Thank you.
But me as a mayor, we also Greg need a lot of support.
Exactly.
Greg need a lot of support.
Thank you.
It should not just be like, because he's saying it the way he's saying it, but Greg need to really talk to the legislature that when the police need a lot of support. In all facets, they need support to be able to deal with the issue of law enforcement. They need support.
Family.
Thank you very much. Speaker before me, they all said good stuff. And I just want to make this clear that I don't know which other tone that people want the IG to speak in. But let's just recognize this, that the IG speaking to his subordinates doesn't give him any right to treat them like his child, like his children. You still have to accord them the respect. I know Mo came from a military background, and he thinks that the police should be in such manner. No, the IG was explaining to them exactly their duties, their charge, and things that it should be doing. And you can see that there's a modern policing, and Liberia is trying to modernize the police. That's why people not understanding. Modernization does not happen overnight. Like people always say, Paris was not built overnight, not built in one day. It takes time for the engineer to put all that thing you see like that. So for the Liberian police to reach up to that standard, it will take a little bit of time. But this modern process, as you can see, with the modern equipment that are coming in, they have to train the police how to use them. They have to look. There are other people who see the police not just for a place to go collect rampo and tear money, or to go pull your Suzuki car. Other people see the police as a professional institution. I remember back then when we were in school, people's ambition was to become a police because they saw other responsible people wearing a uniform. So it is often our civil responsibility when we sit on this kind of a platform to always tell our people that the police is not against them. The police is for them. The police is for the country. It's for their own protection. And that's the reason why he was charging them. He was telling them. Some of you will tell as soon as somebody get commit a violation, they say, oh, talk to the person, then you get grab the phone. He said, for those of you who we're going to put on these morning cameras on now, you can make sure whosoever are going to be on the phone, tell them that this call is recorded for references. For in America, they say quality insurance and other things, and they say plenty things behind it. But at least he only break it down and say for references. So that tomorrow, when something happens, the person will not say, oh, now me call you on the phone. So your side can be clear, my side can be clear. You see what I'm saying? So he's trying to modernize the police. You see that group he had over there, it's small. You cannot use all of them. You see what I'm saying? So they will need to train more people as the need for logistics in continue to increase. They'll train more people. And I also listened to the speaker. He said there's this trust fund for the national police that they initiated. They're going to start putting money aside, especially for police operation. I listened to that some time ago. I think other people listen to that. So the police going to get extra support to beef up their operation. And recently, we also saw that there was some increment made in the budget, in the 2025 budget for the police. So they were able to top up some of their salaries. We know it's not enough, but they top up some of their salaries. And the IG made reference to that. He said engaging with stakeholders, there are more we need to do for the police. And all we can do is to support the police, that like you said. And only opposition will always see the police to be anti, and the people, because you remember people call this police, the decent police we see here, they say this is a state-sponsored police, is a unit party police. But yesterday, it was the same police that was serving previous government. With this administration did not train new set of police. They did not bring new group in. If this is how government was looking, say since this other president is out, so all the police everybody that in the police, you go along with your president. So this is not how the government is. They see people that were there in previous government, and they see people that are here now. But the only thing, there's different charge of quarters, then there's different leadership, and the leadership. In fact, not many people they change in the leadership. I'm more that the same group of people. They have few persons that they change, and that are giving instruction now and modernizing the police and giving them that kind of direction. And we hope and pray that we'll reach a place where police will not only be there for riot, police will not only be there for traffic control, police will not only be there for one or two things to guard and protect politicians, but police will be there in the trenches doing other community services. And community service, things that police can come in the community and help community to develop, and other things, hands on. Because many other police you see, they came from a community to join the national police. So it is incumbent upon them. It is their responsibility for them to go back to that community and help in other aspects. You see what I'm saying? Because some police live in some other community that they have some other bad boys, but some of them cannot, do anything to arrest a situation, because some of them, I don't know for what reason. We have a lot of things people say about how some of them connect with them and help them, give them information and other things, because they're being tipped and being paid. So all of those things will have to be uprooted if we want for our country to move forward and to minimize the burden of this and the proliferation of drugs in all of the community. The drug business is affecting every family. There is no single family in Liberia that does not have somebody linked with that kind of infestation. So if we speaking about it, we should speak about it with from a holistic point, that all of us we are affected one way or the other.
Let's just go over this and then we can do our closing. It's about the protests. These are some of the reasons why Mother mothers feel the need to grab all 5 million people and bring them out. And I want you guys, I'm gonna give it out there to you, and I want your thoughts on it. If it's really something that for me, well, let me read it out. So, according to the protest planner, account for the masses' money. What money are we talking about? Delay asset declaration. They're protesting for that. And President Bouaga, private jet, private flying. Public brutality, no, police brutality. High prices of goods and services. Drug rises, corruption in the land. Say what now? Okay, so with all that I just gave out to you guys, your honest, what is going on with Alfred? I wanted to start with him. Your honest opinion on this. Mother.
It seems to be Alfred
The
battery is low.
audacity. Oh yeah, that's his battery.
For me, it is laughable.
The audacity of this dude to come out naming all of these things, which I don't see. Okay, so which one is the public? The the money, the masses' money. What is that?
That whole
Do
thing is
you
vague.
guys know? Because
That whole stuff is vague. Look, let me tell you one thing. This is a Molu guy who was chairman for the CDC when his own government were quote unquote described by the U.S. Congress as a kleptocratic government, and that his own government that he put the power officials were sanctioned by the U.S. government. This
Mhm.
is exactly Maba Molu who said we are goes to do certain
He
engagement for the
gave us a
country.
whole blueprint. Yeah.
When he gets money, he uses it for himself. It's a model that said that we are sleep with women in order to give them a job. What's the credibility? There's a man who said all these things and then later on he said it was liquor talk. And look, Model has a history of being very dishonest. He's a dishonest man. Period. Nobody know. Some all know Malu. Just that we don't like talking that because what better does it do for me to say I know Malu? Malu know me and I used to work at the gym in Ghana. We used to work out a lot. Me and I together.
Yeah, refugee
So
days.
yeah,
Okay.
I remember doing the refugee days. So I know this guy so well. I know this man in Ghana when he had a program. They said the Koinshiba program. He got people money. They went to the airport in Ghana. There was no program, whatever. Everyone was scammed. They was true
419.
Molu 419. He and Bishop Bahu passed away. Bishop Amos Bahu passed away. They had that whole plan and they do people of money. So nobody take Molu seriously. That protest is why it is the right to protest guaranteed by the Constitution. But people like Liberians are smart now, you know. Liberians are not moved. Look, before a protest is successful, the people themselves have to feel that there's a need to do it. They should get into action first before you,
Mm-hmm.
the planner, can even. That's how Costa did. Costa saw the sort of euphoria in the country at the time. He saw the people were angry.
You saw the energy
You
of the
saw
people.
that energy that from the people,
The
like, you know
force of
what?
the effect
I
of
think I can use this
mm,
to call a protest. He saw the people like, look, we need something to be done. We need something to do. Costa saw where the people were and then met them where they were, and then that protest became successful. But you just trying to, protest is not something that you can campaign for. Is that's what he's doing. Going to every community, making an announcement, trying to get put involved. The protest doesn't work that way. You know,
You can
protest
pull us.
you can't mobilize. But look, protest should be something that the people themselves should say we need it. Once you see that sort of, energy within the people, like the people want is not happy. You see that level of anger in the country, like, look, we are tired, we are this, like what happened during we time? They bring back our money protest. When the people themselves saw at first him, we are breaking his homes down on 9th Street. Yeah, Koinshiba program, yeah. Yeah. My brother lean over that stuff. Lean over that stuff. We don't take that guy seriously. Lean no. We all use a train in the gym. So
oh, Lima
that guy,
on that camp too?
but Lean and myself plus mobile model, we all use a train
That's
on the
fine.
camp.
Yeah. Gonna
So
exhibition
yeah,
here.
we are a whole year now. So Lean, so mobile model is not someone to take seriously. That guy is a big scammer. No one takes it seriously. And the people look that protest will just be under sedition because CDC already angry. They just because they about to be removed from their headquarters and all kinds of things. There are just few people gather some paper riders and stuff. There's just few hands of people. It won't be as successful as the June 7th
Oh, these
protest that was.
seditions, I know that's right. But
Yeah. I mean, people are going to come out, and it is a right guaranteed by the Constitution to come out and peacefully assemble peacefully. Because you are not going to cause any riot, whatever. That's how we said the JKK, JP,
wait,
want to come out.
get to that. I got that too. I
So
got
yeah,
that.
but they have
Okay.
decided that to
Something
retract
that don't jump
that
the gun.
statement, and it's no more going to be effectuated. So I think that
Go
protest
ahead, Alfred.
it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. Alfred, do you think because we have the right in the Constitution to protest, and the Constitution said if we are being, suppress or whatever we feel I agree we should come out and air our grievances, right? Is this one of the? I mean, are we taking advantage of the Constitution, I should say, because we have these, right? We feel like, oh, because the Constitution grants us this right. So even if we don't have any reason like that, we should do these things just to show ourselves, to be seen on the magic pulpit. You think because when you get a right to do something, that means you should do it anyways?
Well, as enshrined in our Constitution, Article 15 guarantees the right to hold opinions on issue that any group of Liberians believe that is not being addressed by their government. Article 17 is very clear that we have the right to assemble, to give our petition to the government. And it is with the hope.
Does it say for us to mandate who should receive it in the Constitution?
The Constitution is very clear. The issue of the assembly is for everyone. It's for everyone. So
no, you just had to give our petition to the government. Does the Constitution say you have to mandate who gets that petition, or you're just giving it to a government official? That's what I'm asking.
I mean, there is no mandate in the Constitution that say, okay, yeah, because okay, for example, today we're protesting against Darrell Dillon, so Darrell Dillon vote to hold our petition. No, the Constitution did not say that. The Constitution is very clear. The Constitution says everyone in the country, they have the right to assemble, and under that condition, they have the right to express themselves by giving a petition of their grievances to the government. So, and the government has got to be the three branches of government, especially so the national legislature or the executive mansion, right? Because most often, these protests, I have not seen in my lifetime where protests go to the judiciary. I have not seen that. Most often, you see protests going to the legislature or the executive mansion. All right. So, under the Constitution, that right is guaranteed. Now, let's talk about the individuals that want to have the protest. Mr. Mobile Molu does not have the, constitutional way we talk at this point in time to call for protest. Because if we look back, 6 years constitutionally, we the Liberian people gave them our power for 6 years. And in that 6 years, we've come to realize that Mr. Mobile Molu was not just a sideliner, but an insider of the government. And during those 6 years, Mr. Mobile Molu revealed to the Liberian people that his government was fraudulent, especially so that the executive mansion that was led by President Buya, that they were into money laundering. When the president goes out for money, it comes into the country, the president using on his own behalf. The president was abusing our Liberian women and giving them jobs. So the question you ask, I think the whole issue, that whole story you just explained, I think for me is a legal talk. Mobile Molu is on legal talk, right?
As usual.
It's on legal talk. Because I ask myself, right, before you have a protest, you must know what outcome you want to achieve. What is the outcome of this protest?
Absolutely.
Is it that you just want to put people in the street to make noise?
And just be seen, I guess so.
You want to be the Omar Bongo to be making noise? You can't do that to our country. In as much as we want our people to protest, but it should be a genuine protest. Protest is supposed to be organic. It's not supposed to be something that you have to go and coerce the people and pass all around the community, your family, your Alabama. What is it that you want to achieve? What is a particular policy issue that you have with the government that you want the government to address? Because the issue of protest has got to do with the fact that you know you want the government to address a particular policy issue. Is it on the issue of infant mortality in the country? Is it on the issue of unemployment? Is it on the issue of corruption? You have to have the data.
Yeah, but Alfred, this is the thing though. On the issue, he said corruption in the land, whatever that means. When has corruption, like for the 6 years that he was there, he told us some of these things because those things you were explaining was plain out corruption, right? But he called it liquor talk. He never got
Corruption in the
people.
land where? Corruption in the land where?
When has corruption been absent from the land? Well, a year and a half ago, corruption just started growing in the land.
You
So
can't
I'm confused.
confuse the people. If you say corruption, the government is not addressing the issue of corruption, you must bring the data. What the LSCC, let's say for example, the LSCC have published certain corruption issue and the government is not addressing it. And
Right.
you want the government to address that and make sure that people are brought to court. Is that an issue that you want to raise? Then of course you will have African who are supporting you. You say, okay, yes, the LSCC revealed in its document that there are few people in the Baga government that were alleged to have been in corrupt behavior. They need to go to court, and the president is not taking action on those issues. Then you will have our support. So
What
see,
about delay in asset declaration?
asset declaration and corruption?
No, I mean it's part of his long list of a concern here.
Delaying asset declaration, he may have some point because we have a code of conduct that's supposed to be respected, and if it's not respected, he has a point over there that the president needs to make sure that people are adhering to the code of conduct.
People did. The president did handle that.
The president did handle that. That's where I was going. The president did handle that. He even suspended the whole cabinet. Suspended the whole cabinet that if you can't declare your asset, you will not come back. And people started declaring their asset. So on the issue of asset declaration, he may have some point that the president delayed, yes, but the president took action on the issue of asset declaration. Because I'm a very was on the show here, bombarding the president to ensure that the issue of asset declaration was adhered to. He cannot declare his asset, and those that he put in position can declare the asset. It didn't make sense to me, and I was just telling you that the president needed to do something. Almost 3-4 months I was on that topic, and the president did take action. So on the issue of asset declaration, in as much as the way we wanted it, the president did not move in that fashion, but we have to accept the result that yes, he took some action. You know, the issue of corruption cannot just be fought in one day. It's a holistic approach. You need to have everybody on board, including those that are formed to be corrupt. They need to change that mind, and they need to change their attitude. You know, with the issue of corruption. So, Mr. Mobile Molo has a right to protest. I think the government should give them the opportunity to do so because it's guaranteed under our laws. And the only thing that I will hope for that Mr. Molo should ensure that the protest will be peaceful.
Yeah, because that's not what we're hearing.
Yeah, that the protest will be peaceful. Then he demonstrate leadership. That the protest will be peaceful as it was done with Henry Costa. Even though we had some water cannon coming up, but at least at the end of the day, nobody died in the process.
Water cannon.
Yeah. You know, so it should be peaceful. Even if water cannon come out again, nobody should hurt in the process, nobody should get killed in the process. That is our hope. That he should ensure that he can establish strong leadership, that this project that he's calling for will be successful, and that his petition will be given to the government. That's what we want to see.
So from there, can you use something so we can close up?
So Alfred and the rest of the panelists want to say thank you for the show tonight. Thank you for coming up. It's always good. And make sure you share the show with the other group chats that you're part of. So other people who will have the chance tomorrow or early in the morning when they wake up, they can see the show. People can still watch it before and after, and so it actually helps us a lot. Um, I've always said it over and over and again that um, when you live in a decent country that is headed by a responsible person, the rights of the people are protected. And this government intend to keep it that way, and that's the reason why Liberia again is regaining her seat among Committee of Nations for Liberia to be hosted and seated at the table as a non-permanent member on the Security Council. It entails a lot because there were a lot of facts finding, there's a lot of investigation for other countries to verge and say, oh yes, we support Liberia to be on the Security Council. One of the major things that they look out for is about security. You cannot go on a Security Council if your security in your country is very reckless, if you have this long-standing history of being in a very volatile state with your own citizenry. You think other people around that you're going to ask them to help you sit down in the Security Council, you think they will take you serious? No. So they are watching that. This is modern policing. And more besides the Constitution, which we all consider, Alfred, when we were back then in university, we say it is considered as the Magna Carta. So
they need to take that university out of the
Constitution
is
the biggest book. Is the organic law.
So think twice.
When they say the Constitution is the organic law of the land, that consider it to be the Magna Carta. So that law that governs everybody. Nobody is above that law. So it is the rights of everybody under the Constitution to peacefully assemble to petition our government. That is a right. In fact, if you look at that right, keenly, it's a God-given right. Freedom to assemble and petition. But it should be on a peaceful, and you should not impede the movement of other people. Well, so the police is going to be involved because it's the responsibility again of the police to protect you, the protesters,
and property,
to give you assets, because you remember you have people will be moving, going about their daily business and basis and taking care of other things. Remember that there will be other people with emergency, the ambulance and other things. So the police will have to tell you routes. And remember, there will be pedestrians, there will be kids, and and every other thing again. There will be businesses who are paying taxes to government to keep the government functioning. So those businesses will have to be protected, because you remember in protests, there are other people with ulterior motives.
And I just read it here,
especially with the kind of elements that we've been seeing lately. You see people going into slums and ghetto for people who are economically dispossessed, for people who are challenged, for people who were distributed with poverty and diseases by the past regime. And some of them are in chronic state of economic breakdown. You go into them to reinvigorate them, to resuscitate them with your quote unquote enough is enough, and you want to bring them out on the street on the basis that you want to challenge the government to return to status quo, to submit, because that's why Moluba say, we say either leave or leave. If you give the government that had the overwhelming mandate of the Liberian people to unseat you when you are in the ruling seat, and say you were wearing too much of gold rings, you were passing all around, changing cars, and womanizing. You are over there extorting money from other people and giving them fake letter to go to ministry that they're going to
And
get
from
hired.
there, guess what happened to my man Molu? You know that during the says that Molu begin the man transmogrify, he was the man looking at where man.
Oh yeah,
Oh, look at the man now. The man go back to his state.
yeah. So now the man you were involved in the too many pigmentation. And in fact, I now you are involved in too many pigmentation. You are one of the Pilano of our time. You are wearing different color, and nobody now can distinguish you whether you are a chameleon or you are what. We don't even know.
The
And
man
today,
real showing now.
There was no corruption in the land.
You have been unseated, and you sat there and in just 6 years, 6 years, and you retire, and you want to fool our people. You told few of our boys, our young boys, that the vocational school that your president said he had at the party headquarters, that all of them over there now, they complaining that they ain't get nothing to do. And that vocation you gave them, the only vocation that you gave them was to wear beret and race unnecessary bureaucrat and
They got vacation schools there.
and the vacation school on your party headquarters. Yeah, those guys, you say you train in your vocational school, they are not making impact, because that's the essence. You give a man a talent so he can use it to benefit himself and his family and contribute to the country. But you give the man talent, and the only talent you give the man is to be involved in gangsterism, is to be involved in, I would say, assault and racing unnecessary battleground around the area, and threatening, I know, and making reckless statement against against people, and in the end, they passing around and they saying, enough is enough. But we want to tell the Liberian people that gone are those days. And let me bring back the motto. Let me reinvigorate the motto of the Moja movement, the movement for justice and justice and peace in Africa. That was led by Dr. Topa Nantipote. I said, now is the time, and the eyes of the people are open. You remember that motto and that slogan? It was brought by Moja.
It sounds about right now.
Yeah, now is the time, and the eyes of the people are open. So you cannot fool us. You cannot fool the people. Nobody going to get on that era. And your plan that you go and spark something, you already stage manage something, so you go spark it. As soon as the police try to react, and say,
go bring a dollar in America, that to go get on the street.
The police reacted, but thank God, communication had reached the U.S. embassy. Look, he already know that they will tell like him, and in the end, you sit down in the corner like my guilty, and you sit down here, and that's more money you get, you eat it ready, and you will finish, and we'll see what will happen to you. But step out, you're not getting it again, and you will never suffer our people, you will never suffer the young people again. And the Liberian people now have realized that you guys were never in our interest and have never been in our interest. Long live Liberia, a home of glorious liberty.
So let me end by reading this again, right? So the Liberian people can hear, the one that are still up. The one that are sleeping, the one that are still up with relay. So they stand, had a protest, right? Which may escalate into violence. A close source from the CDC party headquarters says that participants are preparing to engage in armed conflict with the police, potentially resulting to gunfire. Where are they taking gun from? All right. Even if law enforcement does not attack them, this act is intended to tarnish the government reputation on a global scale. Okay, so that alone, it is believed that the weapons for this protest were brought into the country under the CDC regime. Currently, these arms are still at the CDC headquarters, which that reminds me, what happened to those guns then that was, arrested? But anyway, Alfred, let me go into this. So, Liberian people, this is what we come here every night to tell y'all, to make you understand that no one said that, because I know some people will be like, oh, I did not Liberian, I hate to hear that. Just because you're Liberian doesn't mean you don't have some kind of internal motive to destabilize the country for your own selfish gain. These people, like everyone here, I already put it. This man has been sitting there for 6 years. He even he even came out and said all of these things that he's naming now. Corruption, money missing, everything was going on. Mother sat there like he didn't know it was enough at the time. He said y'all were enjoying, everything was cool. Now nobody telling you that under President Bouakai everything is fine. But like I always say, when you damage something, to put it back together, it takes time. You can take that hammer. You break this computer on my phone right now. If I want to piece it back together, it would take me hours to do it. And wow, I want to just took that hammer in like a few seconds and broke it. That's exactly what's going on here. The government is doing something. They may not be there because us Liberian, we love our stomach so much, we can't see other things around. Or they use that, these so-called politicians, hungry politicians use that, our stomach, right, to make us to feel like what is happening is not important. What if President Bouakai buy everybody 10 bag of rest every month in the country and put it in front of you? You don't get no good roads. You don't get no good hospital. You don't get no security. The bread and butter issue is taking care. They give you money to buy soup. Huh, Alfred? But no security. But no good roads. But no electricity. Would that be enough for the country? Is that what we always want? Food on the table and all is good? All those countries that we always see and admire, they went through all of these same thing when they were going through that transition period. This is what we're in now, our transition period. And that bread and butter issue, they always want to make you think that they care about your bread and butter issue. They don't. Mama Madu sat there 6 years. He was explaining, he was even taking money from people. Like what Mama says. to get job. And people were not getting in there. He didn't know that was enough, that was wrong. He came, first of all, they had no business. He came, the first time he came, he said, oh, the reason the project, the president should raise people's salary. Dude, you are sitting there, they harmonize people pay. You then get up. It wasn't enough then to protest. The president came and raise people's salary. And then you want to get up and tell them and say they should raise it or how much you want them to raise it to. Does that make any sense? So these people just want to be seen. They said it before. We will make this country ungovernable. That's what they want to do. All of these low straps that President Bouakai is making, that people are seeing it, yes, people, of course change is hard. When you start to change something, people will get angry. People will something, but does that mean you want to stop? No, you can't stop. You got to keep going. Why? Because in the end, in the long run, they will see what you are doing and will be beneficial to everybody. And then they will say, oh, okay. So I see what he was doing here. Not because, President Bouakai, when he doing it, when he everybody go, oh, my children hungry. They will, I have food on my table, so then he should stop what he doing. No. Us, Liberian, we have to get used to making sacrifices on hard decisions have to be made to move our country forward. And that's what is going on. You see, floor everywhere. They say they build roads. They didn't build no drainages, nothing. They take the money, they eat it. They just do something like mediocre thing and put it down in you see it too. You just like me too. You know nothing about road building. You just say, we get road. We get that. No, everything is being done right now. Some of those running, they have to redo them. They have to do some of those things. So they just can't put and like Pastor Megan said, car put in. They all car they spray after. You see, it's all got a brand new tire. You put on the road, it's not smoking. That's exactly what's going on. When it rain, floor everywhere, water everywhere, no drainages. Yeah, you put Kotawa, you son here. You just putting that in passion. Did you do it the right way? No. Is that a good thing? You just waste that money just for them to steal, for them to keep the other one. So they just did it like that. That's what is going on. And because President Bouakai is doing it the right way, Some of his people are stealing. Don't get me wrong. The one he knows about, he taking actions. Okay? He may be slow, he may be saying not looking like you, but he take actions. We never seen these things happen in a year or two ago. It's happening now. And you can't do those things overnight. You just come in and just flip something. So for Modibo Molu, of all people, yes, everybody have that right to something in protest. But you get no shame. What audacity you got to be naming these things and say that's what's going on when you were a part of it a year or two ago. Now you can see your skill is out of your eye now. You can see clearly now that is wrong. But when you're sitting there, when you are enjoying it, when it was being done, you didn't see it. And the same people that did it, you teaming up with those people to come stand in front of Liberian people and lie to them and say you care for them. No, all they're doing, Liberian, is to show themselves to you. Is to make themselves relevant because they are disappearing from the scene. They want to make themselves relevant. So come 2029, they can be running in all these little crab holding. They won't want to be representative. They won't want to be senator. They want to be president. That's all they're trying to do. Monkey see, monkey do. When it happened June 7, 2019, right? 2019, right? When it happened, you saw everything that was happening. That's why you came out and protested peacefully. You saw everything that was happening. Nobody had to tell you. You seen it. You felt it. It left with you now, right? To see what's happening. It left for you not to see. They're arresting big people that not see. What play you not see that one in Liberia before? Let me put it right in the colloquy. What play you not see that one in Liberia before? It happening in this government. These same people that said they care for you, these people that stole from you over 6 years, for 6 years, they're going there, standing up for them, say they might not arrest these people there that are golden. That is people that come and tell you, say they care for you, more join in the street. Guess what? Our children are not in that street. Some of them planning to go do bad things, to go start violence in the street.
In our country.
Yeah, to go start doing violence. You think the policeman was staying there? Somebody want to hurt him, or somebody want to hurt somebody else in the street, and they will stand there and let them do it? No. So if you're right there, you will get hurt too. If something, what about you not doing anything? You think he said, saying you think he said that something good they're doing, but at our own selfish interest always. That's what they want to get in the street to go protest. This protest they got no reason here to protest. They're just shame now. They don't know what to do because they came out where they hype and everything. They keep changing the reason. So that bad governance, so that this way they keep changing the reason they left for what we just read to you. You be the judge of that. They must have it. So and left for you. If you want to go out there, sure. Hey, like we said, that is your right. But be peaceful when you go out there and do what you're supposed to do. Stay out of anybody trying to cause trouble. Get yourself in there before somebody hurt you. God forbid, and not dying or whatever. Because the police will respond with force if anybody charge on them. So just so you know that. Thank you guys for watching us today. Alfred, you got anything to say before?
Yeah, let me get to my closing real quickly so that we can get out of here. My Liberian people, we learn from history. When we were sedition, back in the days, when we were sedition, the real sedition, we're not talking about we are sedition. We know the strategy we used to play. And one of the strategies we used to do, we go high, Mumba Molo will get up, will go and raise the tension. My Ellie now used to let too much attention, but no, you're not figure that out. Behind the scene, she will call Mumba Molo.
What is it?
Get in somebody say, y'all know, you come from war. We want no problem yet. Y'all go sit down. Then, when Mumba Molo come from down there, we will close all the day and they get our small thing, we'll go home. Forget about protest. We'll go home. The last one we did, they put him in a room behind after the party headquarters. But that day I said, no, put him in running behind me again. I change my mind.
Confession time.
So, my people, The thing a politician can do is for their own interest, and not for you. At the end of the day, my enemy started giving someone a job. So all the one that I will make you to make noise when any get a job now, there was no more protest again.
Mm-hmm.
Protest finish. The one that was causing her, she get a job, the whole thing ain't no more protest again. So that is seeing all strategy that mobile model and they beginning to bring it back here again.
You see what trick?
But you see Joe Walker had to die.
Yeah.
They are speaking to my people now and they understand me. Yeah, Joe Walker had to die. That's why you see mobile model changing, he just changing all day. Tomorrow he'll be on the radio. He's we're talking about that one about we're changing that will bring it down to the one here. Because they now try all the avenue, Joe Walker not giving him no space for money beneath. You know, the papa say he Mr. Clean. You remember Joe Walker say a friend in West Africa they can call him Mr. Clean. So he's not going to be involved in anything that would tarnish his reputation to be from Mr. Clean to Mr. Dirty. He's not going to do it. So a mobile model won't do a protest. All of y'all want to do protest. Y'all want to save your face to come in the street. Y'all do it peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody stopping you. Our big law in the country that got all that thing they can call a constitution is say that anytime, anywhere in Liberia, we get a right to come together to tell our leaders those things that they are doing are hurting us. For example, if they're not paying attention to our children's school business, we have the right to come out to remind and say, look, we brought you here for this reason, so y'all please make sure that y'all do this.
Mm-hmm.
If our teachers are not taking pay and the children go to school, no teacher there, the constitution say we can come together and go and tell our leaders that look, we need more teachers in the classroom. So y'all make sure y'all train more teachers so that teachers can be there, so that when our children go to school, they will see teachers so that they can teach them. And no medicine in the hospital, or we get enough nurses, we have the right to come up to tell the president and all the representatives and senators and say, look, we get enough nurses in the hospital. When people say they go there, they can be doing it on their own. So we need people to be there to help them to recover. Those are the things that the protest or the constitution is talking about. It's not for one person to go sit down and say, okay, I will call North so they can give me a job. No. That's not what the constitution says. You must go call North, put group of boys in the street, you make noise. When you do it 2-3 times, then the president, my man, stop making noise, come and get this money, come and do something. No, that's not what it means. So, back to the issue of the protest. We want to be very clear that the protest is a constitutional right. It should not be denied. It should not be infringed upon. And it should not be stopped. Those that want to protest, do it peacefully and make sure that you petition your government with regards to the grievances that you have. We also want to call on the protesters that it is a constitutional right, but that right has a limit. If you infringe on other people's right, you'll be accountable.
Right.
If you destroy people's property, you'll be accountable for it. The police will be there to help you do your protest. Don't see the police to be your enemy, because they are our brothers and sisters that come from the very community that we come from.
Mm-hmm.
They have a national duty to protect life and property. So if you see your police officer out there, he's your brother, he's my brother, he's my sister, he's your sister. Don't see them to be enemy. Don't see them to be regime police. They are not regime police. They are our national police. That's why they bear the flag of the Republic of Liberia. Joseph Boakai had not on our flag.
No.
Yomli Kanga had not on our flag. JKK had not on our flag. The flag over there, that one star there with red, white, and blue. Nobody had on it. It's a national symbol that represents all of us. So those police officers, they are there to do their job, and we want you to ensure that you make them do their job while they protect you, to carry on your constitutionally mandated right,
Mm-hmm.
the right to protest. So go ahead and do your protest, but it should be peaceful, that everybody can go home safely without anybody getting hurt, without anybody getting killed in the process. With that, I want to call my brother Molu, that in as much as we do not have much credibility for you, we also want to give you the benefit of the doubt with regards to your petition that you want to give to the government, to the national government. Ensure that you show leadership, ensure that you make sure that those that you are putting in the street, you can guarantee their safety. You can guarantee their safety. Do not allow your protest to be infiltrated by people who have interior motives. Don't do that, because if you do that, you, Mobile Molu, will be held accountable and will prosecute you. We will prosecute you. We're not playing. So ensure that the protest is peaceful and nobody should get hurt in the process. With that, I want to say thank you to our people, and I say good night.
Thank you, Alfred. With that, we want to say thank you guys for coming. Lane Lackwell, thank you for coming. Wilson, thank you. Mount Willette, thank you for coming. Francis, thank you.
Wasn't an
And,
argument umpire. It can't even be from around here.
and everyone who's watching in the on Facebook and YouTube that we can't see.
Angry man.
Thank you for coming and for being here with us. Continue to share the show, and we'll be here, guys, willing, tomorrow again. Talk Liberia. I told y'all to send somebody on here. CDC Wilson, you keep getting stuck in that comment section. I told you to come on here, and suddenly because the other CDC boys, when they're in their low feelings, this is it. You keep doing that when you're in your feelings, and when you're getting destroyed, don't complain about it. Do something about it. Come on the show. Whoever out there, I want to help talk Liberia. We are all Liberians at the end of the day. You may bring your idea. We may rip into it. You may rip into mine. It might be heated, but this is a community that we all here to always come as young people to talk Liberia. Some of us, we have been out of Liberia for a while, but the love, you cannot take Liberia out of my heart, right? It's right here. You cannot take it out. So that's why I come here every night, and I enjoy doing it. After we did it during the election, and it was nice. And so
I got a question for you.
We love to have you. Go ahead, Alfred.
Where you learn to speak so beautifully?
Marshall Territory. Margery County. Marshall Territory. What is that, Alfred? Is it lower Margery or upper Margery? That's a shame. I shouldn't be asking that on air, but what happened to Alfred? From there, is it upper or lower?
For Margibi?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the question you're asking.
Thanks for watching, Hanksy.
What was the question again?
Marshall Territory. Is it upper Margibi or lower Margibi?
I don't know much about that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, you just.
I'm not from Marshall. I'm from
Grand Kidman. I know.
Grand Kidman.
I know.
But I don't know whether Marshall is upper. I think it's lower Margibi.
I think so too.
I think it's lower Margibi.
Lower. Which one is upper? Going to.
You gotta go closer to the airport with an upper Margibi there.
Oh, then it is upper.
You got Marshall, you can pass by Marshall before you go all the way to the airport. I think lower Margibi, yeah. I don't know much, but somebody would let you know in the comment section.
Lean Lackwell, are you here? Lean Lackwell would know that, but I don't know if he's still here. Did you leave, Lean? If Lean was here, you finna put in the answer on that. I think something. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know.
Any,
I've heard something. I
if
think
you see the photo, this alone is a whole competency packet. My man, you working, they still giving you work to do as continuing education. That's the reason why the people in the country, they want to make sure you be abreast with
they want you to
everything,
be, yeah.
be
Oh
up there.
wow! Look at this. Our next Africa. He watching for our superpower. One of our superpower, Burkina Faso.
Mhm.
Thank you for
Burkina
watching.
Faso, the land of the upright man.
Yeah.
He was formerly known as Upper Volta.
Who's that? Tuareg?
Burkina Faso.
Oh, that was the name of the country.
Yeah, it was
Upper
formerly
Volta.
known as Upper Volta. And then
Oh.
it then changed to Burkina Faso.
When was this?
That was the first name for Burkina Faso, was way back in the 16th century, coming down
Oh.
to the 18th century. They used to call it Upper Volta. That was the name. Well, I learned that way in history when we were way down there. But they later changed to the
You
land
learn it
of
from
the upright man.
Eddie study book, Mother in the Kasabash.
Biggie, yeah. Man, Eddie
Oh,
Johnson,
for the bowler,
this child will be great.
lawyer, off for the bowler, Nima.
No, you doing a finger good. They share similar border.
Oh my goodness. People, oh my God, they dry face. People want to sending propaganda so much to make fool out of themselves. But anyways, thank you, family. It was nice being here with you. I think Alfred Gaja, the guy,
Yeah.
he got kicked off a battery because he kept giving his signal all day. And thank you guys.
Yeah, somebody
Thank you,
bombed that
Tamara,
President Trump.
for coming to
President
see you
Trump
more, guys willing.
obliterated his phone battery. Completely obliterated.
But well, something. But anyway, yeah. With that being said, guys, good night and see you guys willing tomorrow.